Third time's a charm.
I think that was definitely him.
Yeah.
That's all right. We'll have another resurgence of viewers. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's not the end of the world.
Not much left, but okay.
Hey, we hit 30,000.
Yeah, we did.
Heck yeah, we did. Welcome back, everyone. That was a goof up by somebody who was leaving the stream, I believe. We don't know if that's confirmed or not. Of course, he doesn't have service now, so he can't see it.
Yeah. He'll pop on in like 30 minutes and be like, yep.
Chandler's going to be so confused. Where were we?
I don't know, honestly. But I am watching some storms out my window.
Hey, where'd our severe warnings go?
Not severe anymore.
No longer severe warnings? Well, that's why it ended.
It was just a sign.
It's a sign. Can you take a look at the storm moving into Allen/Jonesville with velocity? Reasons stormed weakened after cold water is a lot of elevation changes in Quincy. Is that a question?
That's not necessary. I mean, I think they're trying to prove a point.
Well, would love to know about elevation changes and how they affect storms. I'm not the person to ask about that. Because I'm not sure. I'm not sure if the Michigan elevations change the way the storms are. I know mountains do. Jackson got a new severe warning just before y'all cut out. Jackson is not in a severe warning. I'm not sure where you're seeing that.
It is a good question.
It is a good question. I have wondered that myself, but I do not know.
Let's see, how do I bring myself full screen?
Would you like me to put you full screen?
It doesn't matter. I was just gonna. I don't know. I can't really see it on my little box, but it's dark. So we have this low layer of clouds moving almost due north, and behind that, kind of peeking out, there's like a giant wall of darkness, and that's that line of showers and storms that are moving down 96 right now towards me. So
okay,
yeah, you can kind of see it on there. It's a little dark on the horizon.
But Vicky, Jackson is not under a severe watch either. Jackson is north of the new severe watch.
I think they're in it. It was weird because I think they added.
Did they add more?
Well, no, they literally added only Jackson County.
I don't see it on radar scope, so maybe it could be. I just don't see it on radar scope.
Let me look at GR2. Oh yeah, they're in it.
Is it still severe for Monroe? You are in the severe storm watch, not the severe warning. There's no current severe warning at this time. Ingham County, Livingston counties, you do have some rain coming. I'm not sure if it's a good night for the fair.
Yeah, I just pulled up my GR2 on the stream.
Oh, I see now. Okay, that's my bad then.
No, it's all good. It's just a weird thing that they did. And it's literally the only county in the Grand Rapids warning area that they added to the severe thunderstorm watch. That's just interesting. I think it's because they saw that little Boeing segment. So
it must have been. This kind of has disorganized though since then. Yeah. Heading into Tecumseh right now, though, there is some stronger winds right on the leading edge. radar indicated, of course. This is 40 mile an hour. 40 mile an hour leading edge wind. So sub-severe. And that is pretty accurate wind right there, right? Because that is only 500 feet off the ground.
Sorry, I had it on my radar. There you go.
Oh, that's fine. But yeah, the Tecumseh is only, the radar beam from the airport here is only about 500 feet off the ground. So yeah, 500 feet. So it is pretty accurate with the whole radar indication. Go back to DTX here. Pouring north of Fremont, Indiana with some wind gusts. Yes, I agree with that. Radar agrees. Macomb County. Excuse me while I search this up again. Sterling Heights area.
Goodness gracious. Are we doing that right now? There's a few storms popping up behind.
Macomb County. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, go for it.
Macomb County, there's no severe threat at the moment. And it's still possible with even what's forming behind this leading edge again. I don't know if there's going to be a round 3.
Would be funny if it was.
I don't know if it would be funny.
Yeah, true. I think we've had enough of today. We've been literally streaming off and on since 10 a.m.
Yeah. Lots of thunder and cold water right now. I believe it.
Ooh, lightning. Sorry, I'm getting my camera back up. For some reason, it just auto reloads.
Yeah, it's all right.
On my phone.
What about Lapierre County? I'm not sure why we're yelling Lapierre County, but
Thunder. It's getting close.
let me look here. So that is just north of Detroit. So again, there is no immediate severe threat for Lapierre County. Lapierre or Lapierre? I see Lapierre. Lapierre.
Give it a little bit of a zing.
A little French accent. I don't know. I was looking in Burr Oak.
Oh, my mic actually picked up that thunder. That's cool.
Burr Oak. Why can I not find Burr Oak?
That's down by Colon.
I know. Oh, yeah. Burr Oak is in the clear for now. It's actually stopped raining over there. Dowagiac, what are you doing? Looks like Chandler's going back out.
Is he?
Well, yeah, he looked at Dowagiac.
Goodness.
St. Joseph County.
What's the mesoscale look like? Gonna go find out.
That picture he put in the group chat says thunderstorms will increase in coverage and train to the east with 1 to 2 inch of rain per hour rates. Flash flooding is possible, which we've seen reports of or heard reports of. Is the severe threat diminishing as we go on tonight? Joey, If you would have asked me that about a half hour ago, I would have said yes. Now I'm not so sure. We have a lot of new development behind these storms again. Will Metro Detroit Airport get hit with another storm? I'm going to say yes. At this time, it is not severe, but it will be hit with another storm.
Ooh, good lightning again. We're getting some good lightning here.
Pixar didn't happen.
I'm trying to get my front-facing cam back. It literally keeps reloading. There's the thunder.
I hear that. That sounds good. Kalamazoo, you guys got a cell that just popped up right over top of you, heading towards Battle Creek now. Anything else for Scots? Well, if I knew where that was, I'd tell you. So let me search that up real quick.
So this is turning into a typical Michigan day where you have training storms over the same area along the stationary/warm front. There's a nice rain core out my window here to my left.
Oh, it's south. Yeah, Scots might get hit again. With another storm. Oh boy, I missed a bunch of comments. How's Allegan County looking? Is it going to stay south of us? You do have some developing cells in southern Allegan County, but they will move off to the east. I did have sun by me for a little bit here, looking out my window. It does look like the wind has picked up a little bit, but I don't have any rain by me.
Surface analysis is showing supercell composite of 8.
Oh,
yeah, 8.
That's pretty good.
Yep, downward Chandler's at, and a significant tornado perimeter of 2, which is pretty low, but still not 0. And that's moving right into the key zone of 0 to 3, I think.
Okay. I saw a question about Tecumseh and Adrian. You should have the storm coming through right now. It is not severe warned at this time, and I'm not sure if it will go severe warned. Approximately what time you guess southwestern St. Joseph County, Michigan will get hit again? If this is excuse me. I'm not sure if it will, if I have my county map right. Three Rivers, that's what it is. Yes, it is a possibility St. Joseph County will be hit again by storms. I'm guessing around, this is showing about 8:30. Jackie, I'm sorry your supervisor said no. Jackson again, I'm not sure if that's what kind of question that is. Will Jackson get hit again? Probably. If the cells by Kalamazoo and Battle Creek keep increasing in size again, they probably will. What round 3? No way. Yeah, Jackie, we're not sure. We don't know what's going on.
I think it's just training storms.
I think it is. I'm seeing some broad rotation here, just north of Dowagiac. Nothing concerning at the moment. We do have a special weather statement just issued by the National Weather Service Detroit for Monroe County. I'm going to quick search. Oh, switch scan over here a second. So yeah, that Monroe County is probably for the cell going into Tecumseh and heading towards Monroe County. And that is for 40-mile-an-hour winds and no hail is expected.
Ooh, good lightning. Somebody's about to bulldoze over me.
Yeah, so we're gonna try to keep an eye on everything here. I know it's kind of difficult to see radar when we have it broadened out so far. We're not saying this is severe round 3. We're just saying this is round 3 of storms. Is Coldwater done with the storm? The storm that just went through Coldwater, yes. We are seeing more development behind that cell. Sorry, I just brushed my mic there. But we are seeing more development in Dowagiac, Flowerfield. Let me get the IWX radar back up, see this a little clearer. We do have Chandler reactivating chase mode, so we should get a visual on this Dowagiac cell heading into Flowerfield here pretty shortly. Ionia County in clear?
Yes.
I would say yes. Portland is just seeing the last of the rain. We are seeing some increase in wind in Dowagiac at the moment. I'm not sure if it's going to be a downburst or not. Ann Arbor will have some rain and storms coming, non-severe at this time. The special weather statement issued by Detroit was only for Monroe County for 40-mile-an-hour winds and no hail. Branch in the clear. Stand by a moment. Okay, so that's Coldwater again. At the moment, yes. There are going to be some more. If these cells hold together, which they most likely will, you will have another round of storms coming through. But at this time we do not expect them to go severe. That could change. Hillsdale County, yes. I mean, these storms are going to track the same way this last round did. So as I'm talking about Dowagiac, Vicksburg here, Flowerfield, if you are east of that, you are in the path. Brianna says Hillsdale is over it. Yeah, you're getting a lot of rain at the moment. I'm actually curious a second. I'm going to do full screen and I'm going to do storm total accumulation.
Jeez.
And wow.
Van Buren County especially.
Right here. Decatur.
Hillsdale is over it.
Yeah. Decatur has seen 4 inches of rain. This is radar indicated, so this is not like super accurate, but it's a good measurement, or it's a good tool to see. But yeah, 4.5 inches of rain I'm seeing at the most in Decatur. Here over by the border, got 3 inches of rain. Just south of Quincy and Allen by California, Michigan. Coldwater is seen about 2.5 2.25 inches of rain, along with Colon. Colon's got about 2.5. And counting. Like this will keep updating more and more. Battle Creek too has also seen a lot of rain, over 2 inches. And this is why we've got that severe, or the flash flood watch. No, we don't have a flash flood watch, but we do have a possibility of a flash flood if this rain continues. I don't know if the ground can handle much more. If Monroe can't get snow, you don't want the darn rain. Well, I'm sure some people in Monroe want the rain. Oh, excuse me.
Oh, nice. My stream sideways. Only took.
Yes, it is.
Only
I don't know if you want to look at radar here. We're not seeing too bright of red here, but it's definitely organizing into something here.
Ooh.
So just northeast of Dowagiac,
Wow,
heading toward.
Could trigger a warning. Are you looking at IWX right now?
Correct.
It looks impressive.
We can quick flip to this. We have a lot of updraft there.
That should be a warning here in about a minute.
A lot of updraft. I'm not seeing any CC.
No.
We might not. See what this new scan says here soon. But that could warrant something here soon. Chances of tornadoes, are they still low for Hillsdale County? Yes, Alexis, it is still low. We are still on a very low chance of tornadoes. How's things look for second round in Owasso? I don't know where that's at. Now I'm afraid to ask.
You say Owasso?
Owasso.
It's over to the northeast of Lansing.
Northeast of Lansing.
Straight in the center of...
I see it.
Yeah.
Owasso, I think, is done with anything severe. Just going to get some more rain and some thunder boomies. Yep, that new scan looks kind of interesting there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Chandler should be on that here soon if this does anything. He's on his way up. He's blasting north towards Vandalia and Penn. I'm going to click back a few frames here. You can see how this thing organized up. And that is tracking on a southeastern path. At least that rotation is there. Yeah, just northwest of Dowagiac. That could have a funnel cloud on it. We're not sure.
Huge base.
Good piece. Is there any chance of tornado in Oakland County? Dang, I really need to know my county maps. Oh, man. I'm looking at a map right now. Now I saw it. At this time, no. There's a very low chance. Lapeer, I can find it again. It's just gonna be rain, I think. Just rain and thunder. Joel, this is looking interesting here.
Yeah.
I see a lot of questions about this, not this area here. We are going to focus on this area at the moment here with this rotation. So if I don't get to your question, I apologize.
I don't think there's any severe warnings right now either. It's just a watch.
Yeah, there is no severe warnings. Is cold water still severe with the third tailing behind? Cold water is still in the severe watch, but nothing is severe right now. Is Constantine in the path of the storm that's hitting Dowagiac? Yes. Yes and no. It is tracking towards the southeast. Please update about Vandalia. My daughter's at camp there. This is tracking towards Vandalia. We have Chandler, one of our chasers here, going up towards Vandalia. Again, we're not sure why. This does still seem a little broad. It's not right next to each other anymore, so it might be broadening out. We're not seeing anything else that would indicate a tornado at this time. But still something to definitely keep an eye out.
Yeah.
Timothy Colbeck asks, was there any tornado watch today? And I'm going to say no.
Nope, there was not.
There was no tornado watch.
We had one tornado warning in Michigan. That was for Ingham County. And there's a severe thunderstorm warning.
All right.
It is.
Brianna Tyler. Yeah, Brianna Tyler says Dowagiac has a tornado signature on radar scope. Yes. Even though it does have a TVS signal or TVS icon on radar scope, that does not mean there is a tornado there. It can get a little confusing. I kind of wish they would change that icon. All right. So we've got a severe thunderstorm warning from Vandalia, Cassopolis, all the way over to White Pigeon. So this is definitely tracking at that southeastern path. There's a lot of lightning in this as well, which is definitely indicating they're a pretty high updraft, or yeah, pretty strong updraft for this right now. This is going to have a beautiful base to it. If Chandler can get on it, I mean, it's still pretty bright here, so he should be able to see it. Sammy, you ask if is this pattern moving east? It is, but it's moving also. This cell here is moving southeast. As you can see, this warning is for this area here, moving in this direction. I'm going to quick throw this up on here. So yeah, 60 mile an hour wind gusts. This is moving southeast at 30 miles an hour. Tornado possible. There's still a tag on there. And that is just because of this. What?
Chandler is gassing up. I just saw that.
Okay, Chandler is gassing up in Vandalia. He is actually in a really good position for this right now.
Yeah, it's heading right for him.
What county is that? This is
Cass, I believe.
Cass going into St. Joe. Yes, Eastern Cass County in southwestern Michigan, southwestern St. Joe County in southwestern Michigan until 8:45 p.m. What?
Look at the photo Chandler just said.
Oh my gosh.
We're waiting for him to stream it.
I just told him to get on stream. He might need a stream code. He
Oh,
holy
cow,
get on
dude.
stream, Chandler. What are you doing?
You should show that to the camera.
If it will. This has a beautiful photogenic base to it. It's gonna do the thing.
Yeah, good luck.
It's gonna do the thing. Hold on. You're gonna see my messy room.
Well, let me full screen you.
Yeah, full screen me again.
It's quite the shelf there.
Sorry, you can see my front light on my screen here too. Here. There.
Don't have time to dig. Shit.
Hmm?
Sorry. Oops. That's weird. Give me a second.
Link him. Oh,
Yeah, I
doesn't
got
have
it.
time to dig for it. Okay. All right, we're gonna put a virtual screen up again. Settings, please.
My bad, y'all. That was me. I deserve soap in my mouth.
Language.
Shelf cloud is area of downdraft winds shooting out from the thunderstorm. Makes that kind of cool looking downward shape. Yeah, I need a bleep button. That's good. That's a good point. I usually don't. I'm pretty
Usually
good
have
on
a decent filter. Oh, hey, Brittany went with him.
Get on the stream.
Yeah, get on the stream. Our viewers want to see this. I mean, the rotation is still broad, but and it is broadening out.
Oh.
We have a Ryan, a wild Ryan.
No, we have a Chandler.
We have Chandler too. I muted Ryan because Ryan was loud. Here's Chandler. Oh, goodness, that was perfect timing.
Look at that.
What's up, guys?
Hi.
How are you?
Oh, doing a lot better now that we're looking at that beauty.
Can you take a sweeping?
Oh my gosh.
Go
Wow.
ahead. Go ahead. 0.6.
Share the stream now. Holy
Is
cow.
that?
Do it.
Yeah, share the stream for that. Where is Chandler? Chandler is in Vandalia right now.
Yep, Vandalia, Michigan. Did you hit the button?
Is that rotation north of Cassopolis? Yes. It is broad rotation north of Cassopolis.
Can you
Moving
pull radar
southeast.
up for me, Nick, so I can see what that looks like, please?
I can.
Oops.
Can somebody tag National Weather Service North Webster in this for me? Just so they can see what I'm looking at here.
In the stream?
Yeah. Yeah, nice. Now doing all the way over here. We gotta get out of the road here, cause hold on. I'm seeing a few things up in there. You can take my stream back, Flo. Hey, how's it going? It does. We don't see them like this around here very often. Got the auto club out here.
Well, I'll DM IWX on Twitter.
Yeah.
I mean, it is 1,000,000% rotating. This whole inflow cloud is coming in to underneath it, and you can see this back up over here, rolling back up into it.
There's definitely some scud there on the leading edge there.
Yeah. Oh, it's coming this way. Yeah. Yep.
That is beautiful.
That's what I get paid to do. So yeah, that's my car is the one over there that says Michigan Storm Chasers on it. So
You're getting paid?
shut up.
Is that heading towards Quincy? No, that is not heading towards Quincy. This is heading southeast towards Vandalia. Mottville, White Pigeon, Constantine.
Yeah, we
are-
came up here. I was like, you know what? Let's just go get some lightning pictures. Come on, babe. Get in the car. Let's go. And then Joel sent that in chat, and I was like, oh, okay.
Time to go.
Can one of the people who is in the stream tell me if North Webster got tagged or no? Because if not, I'm going to take pictures and tag them right now.
Chandler, I got it. Tell me.
Ryan's got it, Chandler.
Thank you.
Can
you pull the
do you want radar again?
Yeah, just so I can see it. Zoom in a little bit further. Actually, that's okay. So if there's gonna be anything tornadic, it's gonna be up in there.
Teresa asks, this is a broad rotation like a tornado.
Can you take a 0.6 picture for me?
No, broad rotation does not necessarily mean tornado.
That way, just a smidge. Other way.
If the rotation does tighten up, then there is a possibility, but at this time we are not seeing anything that will indicate a tornado at this time. Plus we have Chandler here on the storm who would be able to see one if there are any. But at this time, radar does not indicate any threat of a tornado on it.
I mean, it's definitely still rotating, but I'm starting to get outflow winds here.
No.
That's Nick.
What did
I
you
think it's
do?
Chandler.
You gotta.
Chandler.
I didn't touch anything.
I know.
That was
He's
me.
trying to get to
That was
you.
me.
IWX replied saying that picture is very much appreciated. Thank you.
Yep. What? I mean, this base is really low here, you guys. I mean, I have it in my far away camera just because I don't know if the other one is going to be clear or not, which it's not. But I mean, you can see there how low it is still. We got to run here, so I'll come back in the stream when we're back in position. Okay.
Sounds good. Thank
Sounds
you.
good.
Yep.
That was beautiful. Oh my goodness. And we do still see that this is broadening out. The rotation is broadening out.
Inch and a quarter of rain in an hour in Hillsdale. Ooh, that flooding.
It's a lot. I did see a comment saying Hillsdale was getting flooded out. Let's look around here to see if there's any.
Chandler's storm looks like it's running into some feeder cells, some feeder brain there.
Yeah, he's got some. There's definitely cells popping up south of it, in front of it, which is what happened to most of the cells on round 2.
Yep.
Jackie's ready to chase. But if you could refrain from all caps lock, that would be ideal. Just helps with the spam. So is this going to slip right past Coldwater? This is going to slip. This is going to stay west of Coldwater and pass to its south.
Hey, the sun's coming out.
Is it
Is it
good that
sunny
the
where you're at?
rotation is broadening out, or is that a bad thing? That is a good thing. When the rotation gets broader or more broad, that means there's less chance of it tightening up, or it just means that. I mean, what am I trying to say here? When the rotation broadens out, that means there's less likely a tornado to occur. If we see, here, I'll kind of zoom in here. If we see that this red here and this green here get really close and really bright, that's when we're concerned if there's a tornado. Like I can go a few scans back like this. We got bright green next to red. We were a little concerned about that. But at this time, You can see how it's broadened out. And that is a good thing.
So,
Candace
alright.
asks how
Okay.
Monroe County looks. Monroe County, you're still in the severe watch. You have nothing severe by you right now. I don't expect there to be anything severe by you at this time.
Alarms from watch is canceled. I don't know for where. I just got a notification that was canceled for a few counties.
Okay.
It's a
Yes,
great,
Canada is.
great capstone for the day, though. That storm there in Vandalia.
Oh, I know it.
Don't see
Yeah,
structure like
Candace,
that.
you'll just have rain and thunder there right now. Nothing severe. Maybe some wind. Hillsdale County, how's it looking? Hillsdale County, you've got yourself one heck of a light show right now with this lightning. But after that, you're just going to get rain. There is this line did kind of just form here, though, stretching from Battle Creek or east of Battle Creek all the way down to Dowagiac. Nothing on that is severe right now, and we're not sure what to expect with it at this time. We are monitoring it. But Hillsdale will get more rain for sure. Are you getting more in the downriver area? Right now, you're just going to get more rain and thunderstorms. That's about it. What about Burr Oak area? Is that going to get hit again? Burr Oak. It's possible. You're going to get hit with this round of rain and thunder and lightning, but I don't expect that to go severe. What does the purple mean? The guys were talking about this earlier today. The purple means that the radar has picked up a bad return and instead of showing up as anything significant on the radar, it decided to just get rid of it completely. So it's just a bad return from the radar. I know Joel was saying that these radars are from 98.
Yeah.
Joel just kind of cut out there. But I know a lot of these weather radars are from around the late 90s. They're about as old as I am, if not older.
SR88D.
How bad will Adrian be? Adrian will just have some rain and thunder, maybe some gusty winds, but not severe at this time. Lightning and thunder was super crazy here in Hillsdale. I've never seen anything like it. Yeah, these are very electric storms. I'm getting a new storm report every minute and a half. You guys are crazy. Thank you so much for all these reports. We will try to get through them as much as we can, but with 4 people out on the road and only me to look at these, I can't possibly get them all posted. So heading into this evening, when we sign off for the night, we will definitely be throwing a bunch of pictures up on the page. So
There's potentially a shelf cloud moving into the Detroit area, I think, right now as well.
Detroit area.
Yeah.
You have
That's what I'm
piqued my
hearing.
attention.
So
I can see that.
Monroe, Wayne County. That's you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. A little bit sub-severe there, but good structure probably.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very photogenic. Yeah, I'm seeing wind of only 40. Sub-severe. Probably very photogenic. It would look very nice. Katie, I am at home. I am in Muskegon County, eastern Muskegon County, right by Ottawa County.
Doug Dimmadome.
Dimdale, Dimdome.
Dimmadale. Doug Dimmadale. Oh man, we do like to have fun here.
Try. We gotta have fun.
Yeah.
When I'm talking to 280 people that I don't know, we gotta have some fun.
We're starting to get to know them. I see some returners every once in a while.
We all know
If you wanna
Jaggy's
be a
here.
returner like some of them, make sure to hit the follow button on Facebook and the subscribe button on YouTube.
Yeah, so actually, I kind of want to go through some analytics here because it's been crazy today. Here.
Oh, and of course, don't forget to leave a thumbs up. Can't
Yeah,
forget
leave a
that.
thumbs up.
That's the most important part, you know. If you like it, you like it.
That's just a given.
A literal rule of thumb, if you know what I'm getting at there.
Wow. We hit 1.5 thousand subscribers on YouTube last night. We're now up to 1.72 thousand subscribers on YouTube. Oh boy, we hit. Let me look here.
We do appreciate you following. Andrew says my broomstick and I are always watching. What are you doing with the broomstick?
I don't know what the broomstick's about. I'm too afraid to ask.
I mean, I don't know either. You can elaborate, or you don't have to. I mean, it's up to you.
I think I know what he means by it, but I don't want to say it. On the Facebook page, though, we just hit 30,000 followers today.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much. We're actually at 30,289. So if you haven't followed yet, please do follow. That means a lot to us.
We do apologize if the stream did cut out a couple times today.
One of them was not our fault.
The time limit. And then
Yeah.
the second time, we believe Alex accidentally ended it. So,
I don't know why Facebook has an 8-hour time limit, but we found that out.
it's probably for replay.
We're back to Robo Joel. I do want to point your attention here to the radar again. That rotation has completely broadened out. So that is no longer a threat. And I do think they will let the severe thunderstorm warning expire, or they'll cancel it here soon.
Julie says, yeah, Alex.
Oh my gosh. Look what Nick just put in Goon chat. I'm not sure where he's at. I don't know if he's got a spot or dot on.
What?
You see that?
Probably Wayne County.
I'm thinking that. I'm gonna quick look for his dot. There's Stefan.
Is it a shelf cloud?
Yeah, we got Jordan Hall there, Michael LeBeau, Chris Howell, Sean Conley.
Oh, yeah, wow.
Yeah. I don't know if he's got a spotted on though. I'm frantically clicking, trying to find him.
Nick, do we have permission?
I don't know. Or are you asking him?
I'm both.
I don't know. Is there a chance of severe thunderstorm? Yes, there is. What does the purple mean? The purple means that the radar on this side here, on the velocity side, that means the radar has picked up or had a bad return from its signal. And so instead of showing what the bad return was, it just puts a purple mark there to show that it marks something weird and it's not showing it, as to not confuse people. What radar are you using? I'm using Radar Scope, the app, and this is the North Webster, Indiana radar. Macomb County, you should just have just some rain and thunder again, some wind, but nothing severe. Hi, Sierra. Thank you for the sub, Teresa. Lenawee County. That's this county right here, I believe. Yeah, just some. You're gonna have a little bit of a light show with this, with all the lightning here. But again, just some wind and rain, heavy rain. Is there a chance of severe thunderstorms in Oakland County? At this time, no. At this time, no.
Right now, if you're in Lansing, kind of off topic, if you're in Lansing, look for potentially a rainbow here in the next 15 to 20 minutes. Sun
If the
angle's
sun is
just right
still up,
now.
yeah.
We have
That could be a double rainbow all the way across the sky. We just don't know yet.
right.
Somebody might get that. I hope somebody gets that. Somebody might start singing it too.
If you're a photographer in the central Michigan area, get your cameras ready.
Yes, get them ready. Heavy rains and thunder now in Albion. That checks out. For sure, that checks out. Yeah, Dawn, we'll get back to you. We don't have anybody currently looking at the storm reports, so we're gonna when we end the live here this evening at some point, we will definitely be throwing a bunch of those reports up on the Facebook page. There's kind of a green color in the sky of Hillsdale. What does that mean? So let's go look at Hillsdale. I'm not sure why there'd be a green color in the sky from Hillsdale at this time. Usually the green indicates a hail core, but there is not anything showing a hail core there. Yeah, there's a lot of lightning on the backside of this storm. A lot of it. I'm surprised they haven't. Oh, excuse me. Oh, I'm tired. Surprised they haven't expired this severe warning yet.
For Cassopolis?
Yeah. Do you think the watch will get extended past 10 p.m. for Hillsdale? I do not think the watch will get extended past Hillsdale. The news said for Michigan, the second storm is not even strong no more. No, it is not as strong as the first round. We did not get the sunshine we needed to really have these things fire up.
Yeah, not everybody got hit there, which that was the thinking originally, but ended up not being the case.
Yeah,
especially south of US. It ended up being more like south of I-96 today, with the exception of Muskegon earlier.
Ludington got hit pretty hard when that made landfall early this morning.
Yep.
Coldwater, we'll see this line of storms here soon. Again, this will just be some heavy rain, some gusty winds, and a lot of lightning, but no severe threat at this time. Is that 2 chasers near Battle Creek and Portage? Yes, we have these dots here. We've got 2 chasers here in Marshall. We've got one here just south of Battle Creek, and then one here by Union City.
Chandler says it's still rotating.
Yeah, but it's very broad.
Cassopolis, yeah. The backside. I am going to hop off the stream. Nick, do you think you got things buckled down?
Yeah, that should be okay. Alex wants to join.
Sounds good. I'll let you guys take over then.
I don't know why I'm yawning so much. Hi, Alex. I'm going to add him. Oh, he already added himself.
So thunderstorm warning continues for Cassopolis.
What?
They extended it over.
Oh, they cut it in half.
Cut it in half, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, which is fine.
Still looks like it's trying to rotate there.
Yeah, a little bit. We'll keep an eye on it. We got Alex here. What is Alex doing?
Oh, he must have the shelf.
Alex, we are not able to... No. Why do you do that?
That was me. I was trying to full screen at the same time. We both hit
It's okay. Alex, we are not able to hear you.
I don't know if you guys can hear me or not.
Oh, there you are. You're here now. No. Hello?
I heard you.
He might be really delayed. Christine, over by Monroe County, by Lake Erie, you're just going to have some normal thunderstorms with some gusty wind. It's not going to be anything severe at this time.
I don't know if you guys can hear me or not, but I can't hear you guys.
Ooh, nice shot there.
I'm currently just north of White Pigeon. Again, I don't know if you guys can hear me. I'm just south of Constantine, between Constantine and White Pigeon at Monsanto. Waiting to see if that thunderstorm that Chandler was on heads down my general direction here. I don't have any rotation right now, but okay, you guys can't hear me. I just can't hear anybody else, which is fine. But was heading back from the Coldwater area when I saw this thunderstorm starting to develop, and with the rotation blasted back west. I know Chandler got a lot ahead of it and was able to get in front of it with some awesome photos. I'm just a bit east of that, but I know the rotation was starting to weaken. And as you guys can see, it's an amazing thunderstorm. Just I don't see much in the way of rotation anymore, which is good. But this is an incredible, what we call a roll cloud. It stretches from just behind the building in Monsanto all the way back to the west. I haven't actually seen many roll clouds in person. Shelves definitely, supercells definitely, but roll clouds are definitely a first for me in a long time here in Michigan.
Yeah, roll clouds are pretty unique.
Joel, you're hopping off.
Yeah, I'm hopping off.
Okay.
I'm actually at my girlfriend's house right now. So,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Well, we'll talk to you later.
Yeah.
Thanks
Thank you
for
taking
streaming.
over. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I finally
Oh,
got my
yeah.
media fixed so I can hear you guys again.
Oh yay. All right, Joel has left the chat.
Yeah, I just saw Joel left the chat.
Yep. That's a beautiful roll cloud you got there.
Yeah.
I've
Like I
seen
was-
one. I've seen one before over in Jenison, Hudsonville area. I have video of that. I could send that to you later.
Yeah, it's been forever since I've seen a roll cloud in Michigan. Stretches all the way back from behind the Monsanto building. Here I'll pan over. I'm just off of 131 here. It stretches from back behind the building all the way back west. Oh, that was a lot of cloud to ground lightning here.
Good lightning. Yeah, I can see where you're at. It says Chandler's still in that area. He's actually just underneath that roll cloud right now.
Ooh.
That was big.
Yeah. Alrighty. My stream might go frozen for a second. I'm going to try and get a panoramic of this real quick.
Yeah, do what you can. I'm going to throw radar up while you're doing that. So this is, for those of you who don't know, he said he is in between Constantine and White Pigeon. So right along this corridor here. I'm not sure what highway that is, but he's right in that area. If I had to guess, he's right about here-ish. He's looking at this roll cloud coming in. It's this right here. That's his line coming in. That is 131. Oh, it is 131, isn't it? Silly me. So yeah, that's 131 in US 12.
Alrighty, I'm back. Yeah, I'm just off 131, south of Constantine, just north of White Pigeon, just north of US 12. But yeah, it's an incredible roll cloud. And different definitions. Basically, it just identifies a gust front. For anybody that doesn't know what a roll cloud is, it's an arcus. We call it an arcus, the scientific term. But definitely indicates that it's a gust front. So this definitely indicates to us that it's not tornadic anymore, that the storm is gusting out. But that can still indicate some damaging winds with it, which is why there's still, I believe, a severe thunderstorm warning.
Yes, there is.
For the area. So, alrighty.
Are you going to let that thing run you over, or are you going to try to stay ahead of it again?
No, I'm going to let it run me over here.
Okay. I don't blame you.
Yeah.
They do say hazard would be 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts, so it'll be interesting to see what you get there.
Yeah.
Is
What
the
I'm going to
second-
do is, now that it's getting close enough to me, is I'm going to go ahead and pull my car. I'm going to get back in, pull my car around, and then stream it as it takes me over.
Okay. I'm going to answer a couple of questions here then. Katie asks, is the second storm going to affect Isabella County? And I'm going to say no. Isabella County is not in the threat at all. If there is any threat for severe weather, it's going to be south of I-94. So we're just going to watch this. Excuse me. We're just going to watch this severe warning here for a little while. How long is this supposed to last? It's a really good question. I'm not sure. Is the severe threat for Halesdale done? I cannot say yes, it is done at this time. You do have another round of storms coming in. They do not appear to be severe, but there's always that possibility that they could become severe. So I will not say that it's done. Is cold water in the line of the next storm? There is. Cold water is in line with this storm here. So this is moving kind of this way here. So yeah, cold water should be expecting more rain here soon. It's going to be heavy rain with some more lightning. You may be able to see a good, it could be photogenic, I guess I'm trying to say. I've been sitting here for a long time. I don't know how Joel and Chandler did it this morning. Here we got Alex again. I'm going to bring him back up solo layout here. He's got a beautiful light show, and that roll cloud is coming closer. Yeah, Jackie, this is moving kind of weird. What is expected in Sturgis? Sturgis should just see more rain, thunder, just your classic thunderstorm. Nothing severe at this time. Jackie, what do you mean? What the heck is it doing? Yeah, roll clouds are a little strange. I've only seen one, and it was quite impressive to see. Alex, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I am seeing towards Edwardsburg. There is some increased wind velocities there.
Yeah, if I pan around my shot here to the west toward, down US 12 to the west towards Edwardsburg, you can't probably see it very well, but there is definitely a increased area, a lowering, not necessarily indicative of rotation, but possibly those increased velocities. But it does stretch back with that roll cloud all the way back to where I'm at.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any rotation there. If there is any, it's very broad.
Yeah. I don't think we're going to see much in the way of rotation anymore. It was really tight where Chandler was a little bit ago. But
you do have that little bump down there right over top of that building. Is that just Scud?
Yeah, just Scud.
Okay.
And Scud is just, for anybody listening, Scud is just stratocumulus under deck. And what that is just clouds that are being sucked in and around a thunderstorm. They are not tornadic. Sometimes they are scary looking and sometimes get mistaken for funnel cloud reports.
Yes.
But they are not tornadic. They're not funnel clouds.
There is a lot of development to the west past Edwardsburg into South Bend, and this new scan shows it stretching all the way down into close to LaPorte, Indiana, heading towards Kankakee, South Bend, Elkhart. And radar is showing a rotation again, kind of right by you, Alex.
Just to my, is it a little bit to my west?
Northwest of you.
Yeah. Okay. I was gonna say I've been looking at this area just off to my west here. Like I said a little bit ago, there was a little bit of that lowering.
Mhm.
But I'm keeping an eye on it. I don't see anything crazy right now.
Well, with what I'm looking at, it's going to be, if anything does happen, it will be very rain wrapped.
Yeah. And as it's getting dark, we don't do that.
No, we do not. That is a good way to die.
Yeah.
Dumb ways to die. Yeah, it's not a good idea. Cindy asked, have you been through a tornado? No, I've seen a tornado before. That was out in Arkansas City, Kansas. That was back in 2018, but I have not been through a tornado, and I hope I never will be through a tornado.
So yeah, I've seen tornadoes before, chased them. The closest I've been through a tornado was back on October 24th, 2001. And I'll get into that in just a second. Nick.
Yep.
I do have a semi-lowering just to my west.
Mm-hmm. Radar is showing that as well.
I cannot tell because it's semi wrapped in rain, but it does look like there is a semi-lowering there, possibly a wall cloud.
It's still quite.
It is rotating.
Yeah, it's very broad.
Yeah, I do have rotation just to my west.
Yep. It is still very broad at this moment, and it will be rain wrapped. A TVS just was indicated on radar scope.
Yeah, I have. There's rotation in there. There's some rotation in there. It's rotating.
If there's anybody on YouTube that could help translate Jay's comments, that'd be very, very helpful. I do not speak Spanish at all. And I do feel bad I am not able to answer those questions if there are questions. We're looking at.
I am about to get overtaken by this here. I'm still looking off to the west though while I'm filming up front here. That haze just off to my north there is that basic wall of water with some wind in it.
Alex, I'm going to need you to look over to the west again.
What's that?
I'm going to need you to look over to the west again. Just keep an eye on that.
Yeah, I'm still looking to the west. I'm continuing to look to the west. I don't have anything right now, but it is rotating.
Yeah. Rose asks where this is at. This is in between Constantine and White Pigeon.
All right, I'm gonna try and see if I can follow that a little bit more here.
Okay.
So I'm gonna get off live here from my camera at least. I'm gonna stay with you, but I'm gonna get off my camera here. If you want to go back to radar.
Yes, I do want to go back to radar. We have Ryan joining in.
I am home now, guys.
Good. As we were saying, Alex is somewhere around here. I'm going to draw it on the screen. He's somewhere around here. You can see that blue dot and he was looking to the west towards this area right here, where he could see somewhat of a lowering and some rotation. This is broad. Just lost power in Adrian area. Which that could have been from lightning. D, if you would like to send a donation, there's a donation tab on our website. It is someone's gonna have to help me out. Is it MI Storm Chasers or MichiganStormChasers.com?
MichiganStormChasers.com.
Thank you, Ryan. Where is this storm heading? This is heading southeast into Indiana. So this is heading towards Middlebury, Shipshewana, LaGrange, Howe. Power is flickering in Dundee. Josh, I'm a little disappointed in the storms in Grand Rapids as well. Again, as you can see on the bottom of the screen here, if you would like to support us, if you either you can, there's multiple ways you can support us. There's through Facebook subscriptions, which is only $3 a month. We've got looks like Ryan's trying to pull something up. We got Facebook subscriptions, which is only $3 a month. We have our Patreon, which ranges from $2 to $10 a month. We also have our Helicity store, which has all of our Michigan Storm Chasers merch that you can purchase on there. That is the ticker on the bottom of the screen, helicity.co. And then you can click on the Michigan Storm Chasers tab on there. And all the proceeds go directly to us for any sales on there.
I was just looking at the radar here. I'm not really looking at anything in general. I'm just pulling it up just in case you take over at some point.
Okay. Actually, if you don't mind, while you're home, I'm going to try to grab a little bit more to eat and fill up my water.
Yeah, that's fine. I got some food in the oven myself here, so I'll be eating about 10-15 myself, so you're good.
Okay.
So go ahead and take your break there. I'll go ahead and take over for now. So where is Alex, Nick? Can you still hear me? Okay. Not sure if you can still hear me or not, but apparently Alex is in this general area on this storm over here by White Pigeon, Constantine area. I'm not entirely sure. I just got home and hopped on here. But for right now, for everybody watching and asking, if you go ahead and take the full screen with the radar, the main area of severe weather is passed off to the east now. We do have a third line, which is formed from Jackson all the way down to Niles. So if you're south of the line, so if you're Sturgis, Coldwater, Hillsdale County, Adrian again, you're not out of the woods just yet for severe weather, but the threat right now does appear to be really low because the atmosphere is so turned over from earlier storms that the instability is just not there to support severe weather. Not to say it's not going to happen, because it is possible, but for right now it's just some gusty winds, a lot of lightning, and heavy rain. So out of curiosity, how many of you are still watching? This is almost a 12-hour stream for us here. I'm curious if anybody's been watching us all day, or what's the longest you guys have been watching us? Because I just got back from chasing and I started the stream back on almost, honestly, just before 10 o'clock this morning. So we're pushing 11 hours here. Amanda says wind is picking up in Coldwater. Wow, a lot of people saying you've been watching all day. We appreciate you guys. Definitely an interesting day shaped up, or still ongoing, but definitely interesting how the day played out with that first initial line there. Really didn't strengthen until it crossed into the eastern part of the state. And I did not expect this third line to form. So again, none of these models really had it like this at all. So yeah, a lot of people saying all day since noon, 11, 6 hours of watch time. Awesome, guys. That's awesome. Really appreciate you guys tuning into the stream and supporting us. Thank you for your subscription, Karen. That's awesome to hear. As Nick was saying, we have a couple ways to support us for those interested. We have a lot of people asking how to support us, so we can do donations via our website, MichiganStormChasers.com. We have subscriptions on Facebook and Patreon. You can get exclusive forecasting. You can get exclusive video, pictures, stuff like that. We give weekly severe weather outlooks on Sundays, and when winter weather comes around, we get winter weather outlooks put out. So we have a lot of subscription benefits for those who choose to subscribe. And then, as Nick was saying, also we have a clothing store, helicity.co. We have a bunch of weather merch on there. If you guys love weather, you may find a couple shirts on there, or maybe some household items you guys may like. So check that out. It's helicity.co. It's the banner at the bottom of the screen here. Run if you guys would need to spell it. But yes, that is another way you can support us. How is it currently in White Pigeon? Well, let's go ahead and take a look then. So White Pigeon down here. I know you're around here somewhere. So White Pigeon, you're right there on the leading edge of that storm here. Some lightning with it. So right now, at least some heavy rain and some lightning. Right now, it looks like the bulk of the heaviest wind is going to be just to your south of White Pigeon there, about a mile or two south of town. So maybe some gusty winds, but mainly just some heavy rain and lightning. I know Alex said there's a lowering on the storm. Nick, I don't know if you're here yet. I believe I saw you hopping back on here. I'm not sure where Alex is exactly.
Yeah,
I believe he's okay. Where what was his location or precise or approximate location?
He was in between Constantine and White Pigeon.
Okay, so he is right here, or was right there. So he's right in that storm. He did have some lowering there, so maybe a potential for some broad rotation, and that is showing up on radar here. But again, mainly some damaging wind threat for right now. But again, this is not warned for anything. It's just showing some increased velocities. So the special weather statement says 50 miles per hour on the wind gusts. And that should be about it. That was a good flash of lightning here at my house.
Cannot relate.
Yeah, it's been raining here for a while, apparently. I don't know if you guys can hear that in my microphone or not, but it's rumbling here pretty good.
I can hear your phone go off.
Oh, sorry. That's the group chat. Is it that bad? Do I need to mute? Do I need to mute it?
Your mouse clicking is a little bit louder than your phone.
Okay, maybe a little bit of this side then.
Ooh, Joel's got a really nice picture of a rainbow. Double
Nice.
rainbow.
His or somebody else's?
His. In Lansing.
Let's get up on the page then. We have a secondary line here that's pushing off toward Jackson into the Hillsdale and Branch counties. Nothing severe at this time. So I'll have to watch. I don't think any severe weather is going to happen tonight, although there could be some gusty winds, but mainly just heavy rain, some light winds with these. I don't see much anything that indicates any severe weather. Again, that severe thunderstorm watch still in effect down here until 10 o'clock, and that goes for Lenawee, Monroe, Hillsdale, Branch, and St. Joseph counties, as well as Cass County. But Cass County, you're in the clear at this point. I asked a lot of these people when you're gone, Nick, how long they've been watching the stream. We've been on here almost 11 consecutive hours. Actually, we're over 11 hours now. We did have a few interruptions. Facebook, I guess, limited us to 8 hours at one time, so we had to restart the stream there. And I think we lost connection one other time. But other than that, we've been sitting here as a group here on Facebook and YouTube for almost 11 hours straight. So, and we had quite a few people saying they've been watching ever since we started. So awesome. It's good to hear. Glad to hear that. And thank you guys for doing that.
I've seen quite a few names, or quite a few of the same names show up all day.
Yeah, it's awesome. Jacob says, explain what we're looking for in terms of rotation. So when we look at the radar product, so we have, this is your regular reflectivity. We're showing rain. Of course, the red is the heaviest, yellow is moderate, and then green is pretty light rain. So if I flip over to velocity product here, when you want to look for rotation, you want to see an area bright green and bright red meeting. So you may look at this and go, oh, well, there's red and green meeting right here, like right here, for example. But if you draw it out like this and go to the radar, you're going to see that it's not part of the storm. So you want to see green, you want to see red meeting somewhere in this area right here. So red coming this way or green coming this way, and then opposite color meeting. You want to see that couplet form like right in there, for example. And it needs to be a lot brighter than what we just looked at. So when you see that red and green meet, like for example, it's a good example, but it's not rotation, like right here. But that's what you look for.
If you go back a few scans, you'll be able to find some.
Yeah, there was some up there near Constantine earlier. I see that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, that's pretty broadened out now. That's pretty much non-existent.
Yeah.
When you do have that red and green meet, and then you switch over, if I go to dual pane here, I take my radar screen on the left. So if you have that red and green meeting where you have rain, that is a concerning factor. But because the red, if I draw that line along this forward flank, you're going to see all this red on this side here is not associated with anything but clear air is what we call it. So if there was some red back in here, we'd be concerned. Hopefully that makes sense. I know a lot of this can be confusing for you guys.
Yes.
So if you guys have questions, I'll try our best to explain them, but it's very complicated to learn everything and understand it.
It's taken me a few years to learn it all. I still don't know everything. I think nobody
Yeah,
does.
it takes a while. It took me about 3 or 4 years to perfect reading models, and then it took me another couple of years to perfect reading radars. So Monroe County, a lot of people asking about Hillsdale, Monroe, Lenawee County. You guys are still in the severe thunderstorm watch, and that goes until, I want to say, was it 10 or 11? I think it's 10. Yes, it goes until 10.
Yeah.
So that's going to be in effect till 10. We do have a secondary line. If I go ahead and take my radar back full here, I like this a little bit better. We do have a secondary line formed from about Jackson all the way down to the Niles area, pushing to the east-southeast at about 40 miles an hour. There is some severe weather potential with this, but right now, just because all this blob of rain out in front is hogging the atmosphere of instability, so there's really no juice for these storms to work with right now. Not to say that we couldn't get a few microbursts or something a little bit heavier to happen, but I think the severe weather threat is pretty much low to over for the night for most of us. Although I just got word that a special weather statement is now for Lenawee County. I'll wait for it to pop up here, but yeah, it just had popped up conveniently. So for Lenawee County, special weather statement, and that is going to be for winds in excess of 40 miles per hour. Addison, Cement City, 915. Tecumseh, Onstead, 925. Hudson, Britain, 935. Adrian and Clayton, 940. That's going to be no hail indicated, but we do have 40-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Now, what we can do, because Lenawee County is in the vicinity of the airport radar, we do have a radar that's very close to the ground. We can kind of see what's happening on the surface. So if I pause it, and I take my radar beam, and I go from the radar over to the storm, it gives me a beam height. So the beam height for this storm right now is 1,000 feet off the ground. If you go back to the Detroit radar up here, and we try from Detroit, you're going to see a much higher beam height. So the fact we have this radar from the airport in the vicinity is awesome. So Detroit's beam height is 4,500 feet off the ground. So you're not seeing anything below that 4,500 feet mark. So, that being said, we'll go ahead and take back the airport radar, take our velocity, and you can see the area of brighter velocity with indicating some gusty winds, and that is why that special weather statement is now in effect. There is a pretty good signature for some stronger wind back there just to the south and west of Jackson. We'll have to see if that holds as it gets closer to the radar, but definitely some strong winds about 1,000 to 2,000 feet off the surface. It's just not making it to the ground yet. So, but yeah, Lenawee County special weather statement, and that goes until 9:45.
Another special, I guess this is for Indiana.
Yeah, I see it over here.
Yeah.
We do have some Indiana folks and Ohio folks as well, so we'll go ahead and cover this real quick.
There's a new one.
Okay. My radar's lagging.
Yeah, it's all right.
So, okay, there it is. So, South Bend, Dunlap, Goshen. Special weather statement there. Wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour. So, just below severe limits with that storm. That's going to be in the Elkhart area, pushing to the east-southeast towards Goshen. The county on that, I'm not particularly sure. That's going to be southern Central Cass and northern Elkhart counties. This one's just going to be for Elkhart County. So,
Amy, you can send that to us on Facebook. If you search on the Messenger app, you can share it that way. Otherwise, you can email it to us.
how's Coldwater look? Let's take a peek. Coldwater is sitting right here. You're pretty much in the clear, just some rain behind this line. Not going to rule out a pop-up storm behind it just because we've had 3 lines already today, but we should be pretty much done with the storms and severe weather after this line comes through, which right now it appears to be splitting Coldwater to the north and to the southwest. So in Coldwater right now, you are in the clear, just some rain, and there's some lightning strikes around Coldwater, so just some rain and lightning for you guys. Why is was so yellow? So the yellow is just indicating some moderate rain. The reds and oranges you see are indicating some heavier rain.
I think of the yellow as a little bit more than a sprinkle.
Yes. If you're looking for sprinkles, you're looking at stuff like this color right here in the green. This is sprinkles right here.
Yeah,
This is more. This is like light to moderate, and then this is moderate, and then the red over here is pretty heavy. So, and I lost my radar. Awesome.
Oh boy, let's throw mine up real quick.
I can get it back up in 2 seconds.
No, I'm already here.
All right. If you want to take
Gotta
that,
be-
we'll get some food, Nick. If you're cool with
Gotta
that.
be quicker than that.
Oh, buddy.
You gotta be quicker than that.
All right. I'm going to go get my food. If that's cool with you.
That's fine.
Awesome. I'll go ahead and share my radar scope back just so you have it on here, just in case.
Kicks mine off.
It does?
Yeah, it does whenever you add it, but it's fine.
Seriously?
Seriously.
I can remove mine. It's cool.
No, I already got mine back up.
All right, cool. Give me a second.
The sky is orange. That'd be a sunset right now. Should be a sunset. I don't know what time sunset is. I'm seeing a lot of golden hour lighting right now. People in the group chat here. April says the yellow is the result of the sun shining through the clouds. Kimberly says sunset is around 9:20. So yeah, it's getting close. Oh my goodness. Blowing up the Facebook Messenger. Is Ryan Hall? No, that is not Ryan Hall.
I do exactly what Ryan Hall does, though.
We are not Ryan Hall.
Yeah, a lot of people asked about Ryan Hall, and we basically do what Ryan Hall does, but we do it a little bit better, I think. I'm biased, though.
We are biased.
We cover Michigan exclusively, and then maybe Indiana or Ohio when it warrants. If we have our friends down there watching, but for the most part and for the majority, we're going to cover Michigan. But Ryan Hall has chasers all over the United States, and he covers big severe events, which we could start doing ourselves, but our focus is here on Michigan because Michigan does not have a service like that. So we're here to serve you guys. We're not really focused on the USA.
It sure seems like about 30,000 of you really enjoy that. All right.
If you give me a second, I'm going to hop on the page here and see if anybody's sending anything that he's wanted up on the page. I don't know if he's posted anything lately or not.
We haven't. If you wanted to look through our Facebook Messenger, we've got a lot of messages on there and emails.
Yeah, I saw that. All right, I'll start working through those, but I'll probably be off here. I'll be here, but I won't be able to talk because I'll leave StreamYard. Blah blah blah. I know.
Yeah.
So.
I'm kind of thinking. I don't know how much longer we want to be live for.
I'll be live here as soon as I'm done here until that reaches the end of the state, so it's fine.
Okay?
Just give me a second to go through the messages, and I can take over if you want to hop off.
I can sit for you for a little bit longer. Why is it yellow outside? I'm not 100% sure. People were saying it's the sun shining through the clouds, plus it's getting closer to sunset. How long until it clears St. Joe? Good question. How long would it be? If I can find St. Joe. I think within the next hour-ish. Dogs are freaking out in White Pigeon. Lots of lightning. Lots of lightning in White Pigeon right now. This is storms done in Oakland County. If I zoom out and move over. They're almost done. You got a lot of rain up there right now. But for the most part, it should just be rain. Rain for a while. Hillsdale County. The rest of the night looks like you're going to be okay. Yeah, we're seeing a lot of people saying the sky is really green. Julie just got her power back. That's awesome. Lightning and thundering nonstop right now in Sturgis area. Yeah, I believe it. You guys got this right here. Lots of lightning shown. All right, Jackson, Michigan. I know where that is. Yeah, you're just gonna have a lot of lightning right now, and then it's gonna should be done after that. Lenawee County, yeah. Just a lot of rain. Rain, thunder. It's not the radar I wanted. I wanted this radar. Yep. Rain, thunder, and some wind. Nothing severe at this time. Any tornado warnings? We did have one earlier. I think that was up in the thumb area. But that was, we do not have any confirmation on any tornadoes there. And when I say earlier, it was quite a while ago. Yeah, it looks like Three Rivers is going to be done here. Again, I'm seeing development on the behind this again. I'm not sure if that's going to have the instability to sustain itself or not. Jessica says it's eerily calm, a lot of lightning and dark, but also orange. Yeah, that orange is from that soon to be sunset tonight as the sun's getting lower. And yeah, depending on where you are, there's a lot of lightning on the backside of these storms. There's a lot of energy up in there, up in the atmosphere there. Ingham County, yes. Yeah. Yeah. Anything for Cassopolis tonight? After this, no. We do not have any. We do not think of there's going to be any. National Weather Service Grand Rapids just posted a picture of rainfall totals. And that's something we can actually probably look at right now. So here is, according to IWX, this is the rainfall total for these areas here. And if there was a competition on it, Decatur definitely won with 4.22 inches of rain. Over in Vicksburg, in between Vicksburg and Pavilion, we got about 3.5 inches of rain at most. Connor, I do not think a new watch will be issued. Over here, just southwest of Marshall, we got about 4 inches of rain again. Hillsdale, you got about 4 inches of rain, 3.5, 4, according to IWX. Again, here you got another right by the Indiana-Michigan border here. Another 3.5. Battle Creek area, you got 2.25 inches, 2.5 inches of rain. If we switch radars to Detroit, yeah, Hillsdale still about 3 inches of rain. If we can look at KGRR, which shows Muskegon area. This was earlier this morning in the Muskegon area. I heard there was a lot of local flooding in the Muskegon area, north of Muskegon here. We got about 3 inches of rain over the course of just an hour or two up by me. We do have a severe warning down in Indiana. I was wondering if that was going to happen. we are going to go down to this. Oh my. Yep, we got a new area of rotation down here, just south of the Michigan border. The lightning in Sturgis is like nothing I've ever seen before. It reminds me of a strobe. Yeah, it's very much like one. Wow, that is one heck of a couplet there.
Yeah, go ahead and take my radar, Nick. I'm going to explain a couple things to people watching here, if that's cool.
That's fine. You got your radar up right now?
Yeah, I'll add it.
I already did.
Whoops. There we go. So that's in Indiana, right?
Yep, that's in
Yep.
Indiana.
Right. So this is in Indiana, first and foremost. So the threat for the severe weather is over for Michigan. However, with this particular storm, it's a really good educational piece here because it's a classic supercell that could be tornadic. As this area right here, you see this clear area into the storm? That's called an inflow notch. What you have here is air wrapping around and then air wrapping back around and in. So in that little inflow notch here, the rotation occurs.
Look at that velocity scan.
And we're going to go ahead and take dual pane here. Yeah, that needs a tornado warning immediately from IWX. So that needs a warning immediately. So here is a classic example of rotation for those of you who are asking. We're going to slice right down the middle there. There is your red. There is your green. It is over. If you look at the radar we talked about, it needs to be over the rain. And the red and green are both in the rain. So this is classic rotation. This needs a tornado warning from IWX immediately for LaGrange area.
They just issued a new severe thunderstorm warning.
Why?
In Indiana. It's not on this. It's to the west of that.
Wow. I mean, it's not tight yet. Like, it's not like couplet, but it's tight enough that it needs a warning. And it's got that. Look at that hook. This is classic in Indiana here. Again, this is not Michigan. This is in Indiana. But that is your classic supercell inflow notch right there. Air wrapping in and around. Holy smokes.
That is tight.
That is very. Is this concerning for LaGrange there? It's just across the border. Here's Sturgis. There's Howe. If you have family who lives in the path of this area, get them notified. I don't know if we have any viewers from northern Indiana, but this is concerning.
Still here, Ryan? I think you are. I think you're eating.
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm just texting some people down. The guy I was chasing with Parker today, he's on his way home. He's en route to this area, I believe. I'm not entirely sure, but he's going to be in the path of this eventually. Guys, this is in Indiana. This is not in Michigan. This is a classic supercell that is ongoing just across the border in Indiana, just a couple miles south of Sturgis, near the Howe and LaGrange area. So if you have family or anybody in the area from LaGrange, around the LaGrange area, contact them and get them into their safe place. It does appear to be either cycling or going through its stages here. Still some rotation with that storm. But again, that's quite concerning. Look out of the northern Indiana area.
I'm going to message Gabe Rodriguez on Twitter. Yeah, it's still showing pretty tight there in LaGrange. Good night, Diane. Thank you for watching.
All right, we're going to go ahead and keep on this just for a minute here. I know we're going to have some viewers coming in from Indiana watching this, so we're going to keep on this for at least for a little bit here while we focus in and see if this strengthens or if it weakens. But for right now, we have an area of rotation that is just to the south of Howe, heading toward the LaGrange area. Nothing that signifies on the ground, but definitely a supercell here with track potential as that moves into the LaGrange area here.
Check
areas. What?
Check that correlation coefficient. It doesn't quite line up, but they are a couple minutes apart.
There is a tornado warning now. So there is
Okay.
now a tornado warning in LaGrange. That goes until 9:45. That's radar indicated, and that was needed to be issued there. So LaGrange and areas to the east-southeast of LaGrange, you are now in a tornado warning. I know this is not Michigan, but it definitely bears watching here.
Yes.
We do have this classic supercell look. I'll go ahead and take my radar screen back here so you guys can see. Very classic supercell look here. We have the inflow notch up here. We have the air wrapping in and around it. Very, very classic supercell here with track potential moving into the LaGrange area. So if you are in Angola, Ashley, Wolcottville, Rome City, and areas in this box, I don't see any towns listed, but there is probably quite a few rural farms in this area. So if you are in that area, you need to be in your safe place immediately with this tornadic potential heading your way. I know we have a few people with family down there. But yeah, that's definitely a concerning look. And again, everything for Michigan right now is non-severe, just heavy rain and some intense lightning. Right now, we're going to focus in just across the border of Michigan, down here into the LaGrange area. Definitely have to keep an eye on this just for a little bit longer, just to see what happens here. But you can see very clearly the rotation here on radar.
Yeah.
Not signifying anything on the ground at this time, but the rotation is definitely strong enough that it could tighten up at any minute, which is why IWX went ahead and issued the tornado warning. And that's going to be for the county. We'll pull up the county. Forgive me, I'm not familiar with the area. It's going to be LaGrange County in northeastern Indiana, and that goes until 9:45. Again, LaGrange 925, that's the only path that this is in, but there's probably quite a few farmsteads to the east and south of LaGrange. Go ahead and animate this so we can watch the whole evolution of it. You can see the hook there start to tighten in to itself as it continues off to the east-southeast into the LaGrange area. So LaGrange, it looks to be north of you. And that last radar scan, the last velocity scan there, looks like it's either going to cycle or the rotation is now broadening out. So that's good news here. I don't see much of anything that indicates anything imminent. So we'll see if it cycles through in the next couple scans. But definitely keep an eye on this and concern for the LaGrange area here just across the border into Indiana. We welcome anybody from the Indiana Storm Chasers. I know we just got our stream shared to them, so we welcome any of you watching from Indiana.
Yes.
Again, tornado warning does remain in effect for LaGrange County until 9:45, so 20 more minutes. But if this rotation continues to weaken, they may cancel that early. But again, very clear, if you see on the right side of your screen here. In fact, I'll go ahead and take a full so you guys can see the rotation a little bit better. There you go. So this area started up just to the west of Howe, started tracking down to the east-southeast. You can see it pretty clearly there, the red and green meeting. And it kind of fizzled out there in the last couple of scans, so that's really good news for LaGrange. It's just to the north of town. Go ahead and pause this, and we go ahead and switch over to our map here. So center of LaGrange is going to be about 1.5 miles to your north, passing to your northeast, and that's moving at about 40 miles per hour. So areas along Highway 20 here, State Route 3. That's the only thing that I see here on my map for the roads. So you're in State Route 3 and Highway 20. You are going to be needing to get into your safe place immediately as this continues to track to the east-southeast at around 40 miles per hour. We'll go ahead and switch back over here to the dual pan so we can see radar and velocities at the same time. Go ahead and flip this over to Storm Relative and see what we got here. And there you go. That rotation is still evident there on Storm Relative velocity. Go ahead and animate that and see what that looks like. That was pretty tight there for a little bit just to the southwest of Howe. That's probably what issued the warning there. But again, this tornadic storm is getting off to the east-southeast. The warning does go until 9:45, so 20 more minutes until this expires, and we'll have to see what the next scan does. We have a new scan due here in about...
I got the new scan. It seems to be broadening a little bit more.
Okay, so great news there for LaGrange County and that.
But it might be cycling.
Yeah, I want to watch that just because that could spin back up along this edge just right here very quickly. So we'll stay on the storm for about 5-10 more minutes and kind of get an idea of what it's going to do. But again, tornado warning still remains in effect for LaGrange County until 9:45. I do want to pan out. We do have a lot of people here from Michigan as well. The majority of you are from Michigan. Nothing severe at this time. We just have one special weather statement for Lenawee County. So Adrian, Tecumseh, Onstead, you guys are in a threat for some gusty winds, no hail threat, and then as well as lightning, as well as heavy rain. So nothing too major going on in Michigan, just some heavy rain. And the focus still back here, just across the border into Indiana in LaGrange County.
Jenny, in Quincy, you're all right. You are not in the tornado warning.
No, Quincy, you are fine. Quincy, you are all clear, just some rain potentially behind it. This is not the tornadic storm for Quincy. This is just a regular storm for the Quincy area.
Yes.
There is some more cells popping up behind the initial line up near Battle Creek. So again, some more isolated cells are possible, but the severe weather threat for Michigan right now appears to be very low. The tornado warning is in effect just across the border into Indiana. This is me for LaGrange County. So Michigan, you are not in a tornadic threat at this point. We're just going to cover this just because it's so close to the border. We do have a secondary area, a little hook down here by Topeka. Nothing really is showing up on velocities yet, but that's interesting to know.
Yeah, it's getting close to that. It's getting close to the radar where you're getting some of that interference.
Right. So again, tornado warning does remain in effect for LaGrange County, although the rotation does appear to be weakening or might be cycling here. So we'll have to see what it does. Sometimes you'll have a little break in the rotation for about 5-10 minutes, and then it'll kind of ramp back up as the storm, what we call cycles. Just a process that these types of storms will go through. Nothing too I'm not sure what I'm trying to say here, but I lost my train of thought. But tornado warning does remain in effect here. We do have the area of rotation still basically just to the due east of LaGrange here. We go ahead and map that out from LaGrange. It's going to be right around 3 miles due east of town from LaGrange. So again, broad rotation, not too impressive right now with the scan. We go ahead and take our CC product, which is an indication of debris potentially being lofted.
This might be tightening back up. I don't know.
I'm thinking the same here, although I'll have to wait for the next scan. But we do have this product here, which is called correlation coefficient. You'll probably see us use it quite a bit if you watch our streams. It's basically just showing any potential debris that may have been in the air at any particular time. Now, if we go ahead and switch over to this product for velocity, we can kind of track the area of rotation here. And I'll draw the line. And as you can see over here on this right side of your screen, there's really nothing indicating anything touched down. If there was a tornado on the ground right now, you'd have a big blue or yellow type of ball in the middle of all this purple and red. And right now, nothing is indicating that that is the case.
Now, right before they issued that warning, I thought I saw something that was close to one. I'll go back in a few scans here. At least when the tornado warning was issued.
I might have saw what you're talking about, although I'm not positive. I believe it was not lined up with the rotation.
It looked a little off. I know the
there is no tornado for Branch County. This is for Indiana. Currently, nothing is severe in Michigan. Just a special weather statement issued for Lenawee County. There does remain severe thunderstorm watch in effect for Lenawee, Hillsdale, Monroe, and Branch counties, but that should be dropped here momentarily, I would assume. Again, nothing severe at this time.
Yeah, it's not really lining up on radar, so okay, I don't think
that. Yeah, I figured as much. I do want to focus in really quickly on an area in Branch County here. I want to see if this lines up with anything really quickly here. No, it doesn't. So that's good news. But again, the tornado warning does remain in effect for LaGrange County, and that's until 9:45. So 15 more minutes for you guys down there. Still radar indicated. And man, it just started raining pretty hard at my house.
Cannot
Yeah,
relate.
this is pretty classic supercell structure. I know Nick needs some rain over there. He needs some rain.
I do. Muskegon got flooded with 3 inches of rain today. And here I am, just 20 minutes to the west, and I get nothing.
Yeah, Grand Rapids got the. I'm not sure. It depends on how you look at it, but it got lucky with severe weather. But it also it needs some rain up there.
Yeah.
New area of rotation now showing up on radar. I was looking at that as I was drawing it right here is your new area of rotation. If my mouse would actually work for once.
That
So,
just, yeah.
so
Oh, yeah.
with this storm, you have inflow flowing into the storm through this notch here, and you have air wrapping around. Man, my computer's lagging, guys. I'm sorry. So this is your air coming back around, your inflow going in. It creates an area of rotation somewhere right about in this area, which you can see I just drew pretty perfectly with the velocity without even looking at velocity. So again, newer area of rotation. So it does appear the storm is cycling, so we'll have to watch this very closely. We expected this to kind of cycle through, at least I did, with this storm not looking like it's becoming outflow dominant just yet. So the threat for tornado is still there with that storm, although right now there's nothing on the ground. It doesn't appear to be imminent. I want to switch to the CC really quick just to check on that very briefly. And yeah, nothing on the CC yet. So still nothing indicating on the ground, but again, we'll have to watch this very closely as it continues to move east-southeast.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how the cell that's forming in front of this, how that interacts, because it looks like it's getting sucked into it.
That could either be a good thing or it could be a bad thing.
Right.
So when you have storms getting sucked in for convergence, you can either have a strengthening of the storm or you could have it be cut off. And the fact that the storm is in its inflow notch, it may be impeding clear inflow to the storm, which may mean it may start to weaken. But I don't want to say specifics just yet, just because this last rotational scan did pick up a little bit. So we'll watch that right here.
The new one is almost non-existent now.
Okay. Yeah, I see it now. All right, that's good news there. So it does appear to be. I'm looking for an outflow boundary, and I do see one. Look at that. Check that out. So that's awesome. So hard to pick out here, but we have an outflow boundary from this storm now. You can see it on the left side of your screen with this area of green and blue and kind of gray color. That is outflow from the storm. So the storm is now outflow dominant. So the storm should continue to weaken, and the tornado threat should be lowering as the evening goes on with this storm. So it's awesome news.
I see a question asking anything for Fort Wayne.
All right, so taking a little bit wider look here from Fort Wayne, taking the radar screen full. So Fort Wayne, right now, you're off to the east-southeast, I believe. Let me find you here. Yeah, so Fort Wayne, you're in the clear for now. This complex of storms could continue to move towards you guys. We do have cells popping out ahead of this as well. So Fort Wayne, you definitely have some threat for Wayne as well as some heavy thunderstorms. So yeah, pay attention next couple hours if you're in Fort Wayne. I want to take one last look or one more look up here at the airport radar back up here in Lenawee County.
Did they extend that? They continued that tornado warning.
Okay. I'll go back down and focus on that in a second. But right now, just some gusty winds passing through northern Lenawee County. You can kind of see a brighter area of velocity up here heading into the Clinton area, into the Macon area, up there along US 12. So if you're in the Sand Lake area, all along there, through Sand Lake to Clinton, you guys have some gusty winds, but nothing severe at this time.
April, no, nothing is heading back into Allegan County. Good night, Tonya. Or Tanya. Yeah, Ryan, look at that cell getting sucked into this storm.
Lightning is really picking up at my house. Yeah, I see that, Nick. don't see any
Much-
rotation with that storm though.
No, I just thought it was interesting to see how it was being affected.
Yeah, I don't see anything with this storm anymore. I don't see rotation with this storm at all. That's great news. Although the tornado warning does remain in effect, I can click on it.
There, I got it.
There it goes. 8 minutes.
8 minutes. Yep.
Goes until 9:45. So again, the severe threat for Michigan appears to be low at this point. Just a couple more storms moving through the Hillsdale, Lenawee, and Monroe County areas for you guys back here in Michigan. I know the majority of you are focused in on Michigan, so we wanted to cover that until the threat was over for Indiana, just because we have some family down there as well as some friends. So back focusing here on Michigan for right now. We'll keep an eye on the Indiana storm just to see what it does, but for right now, Michigan's the focus. So, man, this lightning is really intense. I may actually see if I can go. Hold on.
Chase mode activated by Ryan.
Yeah, here we go. Let me see if I can flip my camera. Live look at my setup here. Let's go ahead and take a look out the window here. And you really can't see much of anything.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, there's a lot of lightning with this and a lot of heavy rain.
You flip it this. Yeah, you go.
I'd go outside if it wasn't raining so hard, but I'll keep my electronics dry.
So Connor Miller just said a new watch was issued. I do not see a new watch issued yet.
I don't see any new watches being issued unless it's for Ohio. Or perhaps
Unless
Indiana.
it's that.
It might be for Indiana with this bow echo here.
Could be.
Well, if there's a watch that got issued, it'll pop up on my screen here. So again, guys, nothing too severe right now for Michigan. Nothing severe at all for Michigan right now. Just some gusty winds. So a lot of lightning with the storm as it moves through Lenawee County. I'm right about here in this area of the county, and I'm getting really heavy rain as well as some really intense lightning. So and it's really bright lightning as well. I love a good thunderstorm. So we'll stay on here a few more minutes. Although I'll probably stay on here focusing on this very bottom portion of the state here. But again, the severe threat does appear to be over for the time being.
Yeah, I'm probably going to hop off here soon.
Okay. Again, the tornado warning we were covering over here in Indiana, there's no more rotation with this storm. So if you're from Indiana, you are in the clear at this point in time. I'm not going to completely rule out the storm could re-strengthen, but right now it appears very unlikely just because this is outflow dominant now. And that's pretty evident here with the outflow firing off more cells below it. So when you have the outflow push from the storm, it creates a form of lift, and there you have new cells going up just to the south of it. So this storm is weakening, but again, it still poses a threat for some severe winds as well, as this is a severe warning, both for the New Paris, Syracuse, Ligonier, Rome City, Kendallville, all the way up to Napanee. And then those are going to move to the east-southeast at about 40 miles per hour. So if you're in the Fort Wayne Metro North area, North Webster, Warsaw, Blue Lake, Leo, Cedarville, St. Joe, Mark Center, you guys are on deck for this. It could be some pretty gusty winds, but otherwise, the tornado threat with this is pretty low. Nick, if you want to take back over for 5 more minutes, I got to go through some more messages in the page. There's just so many of them.
I can, but then I'm going to be...
Yeah, give me 5 minutes, dude.
Yep. I am the captain now. I do see a severe warning was just issued. Oh, sorry, not a severe warning. This is a flash flood warning for the Toledo area. National Weather Service, Cleveland, Ohio. Flash flood warning for Lucas County in northwestern Ohio until 3:30 a.m. Between 1 to 2 inches of rain have fallen. Additional rainfall amounts of 1 to 2 inches are possible in the warned area. Flash flooding is ongoing or expected to begin shortly. The storm in Monroe is just rain at this time? Yes. Let me switch radars real quick. Let's do this one. Yes, at this time it is just rain and some thunder. A little bit of wind, like we were saying, but nothing severe. Yeah. Branch County, yeah, it's just gonna be rain and thunder. All right. The tornado warning is still in effect down in Indiana here. That should be expiring, yeah, in 1 minute. And then going southwest to Berrien County. Let's check. Anything? At this time, no. Berrien County is in the clear. James is reporting multiple trees down in LaGrange County, Indiana. James, if you have a way to report that to IWX, please do. They do appreciate that, or they will appreciate that a lot. So yeah, that tornado warning has expired, which is good. Very good. Oh, okay. Thank you, James. Maria, we cannot confirm if there was a tornado on the ground, but it was moving in the southeasterly direction. I'm sorry if I said southwest, but that was moving in the southeasterly direction, and the tornado warning has expired, and it did not pose any threat to Michigan at all. We got Mary saying major winds in Willis right now. I don't know if that's in Michigan or in Indiana at all.
Hey, Nick, Willis is over by Metro Detroit area between Detroit and Milan.
Well, thank you.
I'm almost done. I have so many to go through. I'm almost done. Give me a second.
It's okay. I know we had some Indiana people in here, so I just wanted to clarify if that was in Indiana or Michigan. I still don't see it, though.
Try Belleville.
That doesn't help.
Okay. Monroe County, Ypsilanti, Ann Arbor. It's just south of Ypsilanti. Zoom in. You're basically centered over it. To the right just a bit. Yeah, that's about it right there.
Okay, it's just a really small town. South of Ypsilanti. Okay. Yeah, so you're saying it's really windy there. All right. Somebody get this guy a puppers. Yeah. So we're just watching some thunderstorms on radar. Nothing too serious. Oh my goodness. I don't know how my phone is still alive right now. It has been going off nonstop. Maria, I am tired. I think everybody on the Michigan Storm Chasers crew is tired.
Very tired.
Oh, hi, Alex.
Hey,
See, I didn't even notice you going on. I saw somebody pop in. I didn't know it was you.
yeah, I when that rotation had popped up just to my west, and I started getting hit with heavy rain and going rain wrapped, I decided to bail, and I lost signal from StreamYard, so I jumped off and drove through the mother of all rain shafts, and decided to end the chase there and got north. Stopped at Burger King to get some great dinner, the life of a chaser at 9:48 at night dinner, and just got back home. So wanted to hop back on and say thanks to everybody that was watching the stream. We appreciate you guys. I know Nick does. Nick's been pretty much on the stream all day while we've been out chasing.
Well, all day as in since like 4:45, but Chandler and Joel are really the stars of it. And Ryan from earlier this morning.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm tired. Oh man. Yeah, we streamed so long, we figured out what Facebook's stream limit is.
Yeah, we learned some new things today.
We learned that if Alex loses cell phone service, it'll end the stream.
Yeah. I still don't know what happened there. Like,
Yeah.
good old AT&T.
That's always the good one to blame, is AT&T.
Yeah. Usually reliable, but when you're out rural in the middle of nowhere and trying to get broadcast 2 different things, StreamYard, radar, chat, and cell phone at the same time, There's only so much you can do.
Yeah.
Is that tornado warning still going on in northern Indiana, or did they drop it?
No, they dropped that one pretty quickly. They extended it for a little bit, but then they dropped it. They only extended it for like 10 minutes.
All right, I'm back.
I just talked to Gabe Rodriguez on Twitter here a second. He was on that cell. He said he didn't see anything major other than a mothership, so a nice rotating base.
Sounds about like what Chandler saw earlier.
Yeah.
Well, that's good at least. It looks like, if I'm not mistaken, there's a severe threat. Severe warning's over for Michigan.
There's still a watch in place all the way over to Cass County, but there's nothing forming behind this last line here. So if there's going to be severe weather, it's going to be either in Hillsdale, Illinois, or Monroe. But right now, it looks to be like a very, very, very low threat.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Chandler.
Hello.
Yes, Dawn. We sometimes call them motherships because it does look like a flying saucer coming down from the sky. I was just reading that in my head.
Thank you, D. We appreciate everything that you do, that everybody watching does. We appreciate everyone. Us five started this back in January, and we do our best here. But we appreciate every single one of you guys that follows us, that watches our streams, that donates, that does everything to support us here at Michigan Storm Chasers. We appreciate each and every one of you.
Dawn, we should have some pictures of it. Yeah, if you look at our page, Dawn, we've got a picture from Chandler of what you could call a mothership. That was Chandler earlier in the Cassopolis area.
Vandalia.
Dahlia. Dahlia.
I don't know.
I've heard it both ways, to be honest.
We came up to that corner, and I was like, huh, okay, there's the storm. Yeah, it looks nice. Oh, my goodness, babe. We're going to chase now. We got to do an emergency gas fill up here.
I was wondering why you were sitting there for so long, but you were in the perfect position for it.
Well, I just threw $20 in the Explorer, and then I was like, I couldn't be in a better position if I wanted to be.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, it was good for you.
Man, I'll tell you what, Chandler definitely got in perfect position at the right time.
I was very surprised we did not see a tornado.
That stayed so broad, though. That rotation never tightened up.
Yeah, but if it would have.
If it would have, yeah.
We would have been right there.
Aaron asks if we're supposed to get severe storms on Friday. Now, we do have a potential risk for Friday. We'll have more details on our page tomorrow if it looks like it's going to be something to watch. So pay attention to our page tomorrow for that.
Ryan, I was wondering why you're so loud. Your volume was up to 200%.
I did not touch that. That's all.
R.I.P. my ears.
Sorry.
And also, just in the back of our minds too, it's not as high of a threat, but there is a marginal risk of severe weather for the UP tomorrow. All our followers and listeners from the UP, there is that marginal risk tomorrow. And if it does look like a relatively decent threat, of course, we cover all of Michigan, Lower and Upper Peninsula. So we'll have you covered there as well.
I don't think we'll be doing a 12-hour live stream tomorrow, but
no.
If we need to, we sure will. Yeah, we'll give a hats off to everyone who's been working on stream. I know Nick's been on since about 4 o'clock or so. Joel has been on for a long time today. I don't think he's in here anymore. I think he went to go grab some dinner. But I mean, I was on stream with him for about 5 hours and then went and chased for a while. So great team
Full
effort
day.
all the way around today with Alex and Ryan too.
Definitely. It was a great overall team effort from us. It's how we like to do things. It's why us five work together so well as a group.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you guys for being so faithful to the page. I know we had a lot of people stay have been watching ever since we started. And this stream is approaching, it's over 12 hours now. I know we've cut off once or twice because of Facebook limitations, so we've had to come back on here. But we've been
Alex
live.
limitations.
Yeah, Alex's phone. But yeah, we've been going over 12 hours straight. So thanks, guys, for those of you who've been watching all day. You guys are the reason that we can do this. So without you guys, we wouldn't have a platform, and we want to thank every one of you guys.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you, everybody. Wouldn't be possible without every single one of you.
You guys hear that strike outside my window?
I
I did. I was wondering
Yeah.
what that was.
Yeah, that's a lightning strike, probably about half mile to a mile away. Now, if we take my radar over my area, I can probably pick it up.
Go ahead and take it.
I'm going to see if it pops up there real quick before
Uh-oh.
I pause it there. There's another one.
And another one.
Another one. I'm not sure if that's an old strike. That's just south of town. I'll wait for the new one to pop up here.
Is it heat lightning around Battle Creek?
There is no such thing as heat lightning.
Correct.
Yeah,
It
that's
is
a
lightning.
common myth.
Flashes across the sky. That's just long distance lightning.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's all it is.
it's just lightning that you cannot hear. You cannot hear the thunder from it. I know a lot of people use that term, though.
Yeah, it's very, very common. But again, it's just a myth.
We actually covered that on a podcast.
Yes, we did.
We also have a T-shirt for sale that says, what is it, Heat Lightning Society or something like that? On Holicity?
Yeah, I think so.
I think there is one. I gotta search it up now.
There's just no such thing as heat lightning shadow.
Yeah, it's Heat Lightning Society.
So yeah, what do we mean that there's no such thing as heat lightning? It's because it's just a term that was brought to light. Don't know who brought it up, but it's just a term commonly used to describe lightning from a distant thunderstorm just too far away to see the actual cloud to ground flash or to hear the accompanying thunder. So a lot of people, because it's a common misconception, many people incorrectly think that heat lightning is a specific type of lightning. It's simply just the light produced by a distant thunderstorm. So, yeah, again, we went over this in an earlier podcast, but that's kind of the brief gist of it. So,
I do want to focus a little bit of attention just because it's my neighborhood, but we do have an increased area of velocity just south of Tecumseh between probably 40 maybe closer to 50 in some spots off the airport radar. So if you're in the South Tecumseh area, some gusty winds are possible.
Oh yeah.
It's heading right for my house too, so if it gets real bad, I'll go on camera here.
44 radar indicated. Over by Liberty, there's about 39, 40.
Can you pull up just south of Tecumseh there?
Just right here.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, cool. So I'll watch out here in the next 5-10 minutes. It's heading right for my house. So
Yeah, what's
it's about to cross
near 50 miles an hour?
About 48.
Okay.
There might be a 50 in there somewhere if I zoom way in.
There might be a bend that's that high, but I mean, either way, it's
lightning.
still.
New scan shows about 45.9.
Whoa. You guys hearing
Heard
that?
that one.
Yeah, it's getting closer. This airport radar is probably picking up only 300, 400 feet off the ground, so it's probably on the surface.
Hey guys, earlier was that Chris who was that Tecumseh or Tecumseh that the significant damage occurred?
That was Tecumseh. That was over in
Tecumseh,
Branch.
over by Coldwater. Yeah, that's what I figured.
Over,
The
yeah,
storm
that's not.
was in that area.
Is that Branch or is that's St. Joseph, isn't it?
Yeah, that's Tecumseh. No, that's an extreme southern Calhoun County, right on the border, I believe. It's either that or very northern Branch County.
Cool.
I talked to a chaser. I tried to find him on Spotter Network. I've not found him just back when we were watching the storm kind of piddle out. He said he drove all the way up here from Pennsylvania. And I wanted to be like, well, welcome to Depression again, my friend. But I didn't. I was just like, thanks for coming up. This is usually how it goes. So,
Gabe went all the way up here.
yeah.
Yeah, we had a couple big name chasers, Jordan Hall and Chris Hall, in the area today as well. So we welcome all of the out of state big name chasers to Depression.
It's our home turf. They ain't got nothing on us Michigan storm chasers.
Yeah, that.
That's usually because storm chasers expect storms. We know different.
Yes.
Rain is picking up
Unfortunately.
at my house now. Man, is it raining ever hard. I may turn my camera on here in a second. Give me a minute.
We've gotten like 2.5 inches of rain here today.
Decatur won.
Decatur did win.
If it was a competition, Decatur won.
You can take me full if you want, Nick.
Okay.
Okay. Ooh.
Dark skies.
This is raining pretty hard. I don't know if you guys can hear the rain. I'll open my door for a minute.
Nope.
Car.
Is there a special weather statement out for Lenawee County then?
There was.
Is there?
There was earlier.
Okay.
Good night, Keith.
I saw a question for Hudson. I'm just trying to find it on my map here. Like I know where it is, but I don't quite know where it is.
Hudson is a southwest Lenawee.
Correct.
Very far corner. Wow, that was a close one.
After the storm you guys are experiencing in Hudson currently, yeah, that'll be it for you for the night.
Yeah, I think
Whoa.
I'm gonna. If somebody wants to take over radar, I don't know if Ryan wants to, but I think I am done for the night. I'm tapping out.
Yeah, I can, Nick. Give me a few.
Yep.
You are welcome, Caitlin.
I'm going to turn my camera off. All right.
I added your radar back on the stream.
Okay, cool.
Nick, I have another custom layout saved down below. If you ever want to use it, it puts us over the edge, so the radar's bigger.
Oh, I
Yeah,
like
no,
that.
I know
And
we've
I-
used this one and we've used this. Okay, that actually looks decent.
Correct. That's why I made it that way.
Ooh. I'll definitely remember that now.
You can create like as many layouts as you want. So
I know.
all
right.
I
I'm
gotta get
signing
off
off.
and edit some pictures and videos and go through a bunch of stuff. So I'm gonna tap out also.
Yep. Oh my goodness. What a day. What a
Crazy
day.
day. Yep.
I will talk to you all later. Thank you for everyone who tuned in today.
Thank you, everyone.
I'll go ahead and take over if you guys want to hop off, but I'm good for a
Yeah.
little bit.
I'm outie. Good night, everybody.
Deuces.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, Rhonda.
All right, so it's just me, myself, and Alex, apparently.
Yeah, I'm eating dinner, but I'll stay on for a little bit here for you.
All right, cool. You don't have to if you don't want to, but you're welcome to.
Okay.
Don't feel obligated.
No, it's, just let me know. I'm gonna jump off to eat dinner. Then if you need me, let me know. I can jump back on.
All right, sounds good.
All right.
Alrighty, so just this last couple areas here of rain and storms we've been through this very far southeast portion of the state. We have some storms moving through Lenawee, Hillsdale, and Monroe counties. Some gusty winds and intense lightning, as well as intense heavy rainfall, is possible. I just saw the flood warning get issued here for Toledo, so we may actually see one coming in here for Lenawee. Let's take a look at our rainfall real quick. I have not looked at this. I'm kind of curious, though, how this looks. Yeah, so this is right around... not bad, actually, for the day. Right around 1 inch of rainfall. But with all these storms coming in behind, this may actually cause some localized flooding. I know if you guys are from Lenawee County watching in the Tecumseh area, the roads, I came through there about 2 hours ago, or an hour and a half or so. They were completely flooded through downtown area. So urban flooding definitely possible in the bigger cities like Eder and Tecumseh here, Hillsdale, Monroe, Dundee, Blissfield, those areas, those bigger towns that may not drain as quickly. But otherwise, the overall flood threat appears to be, at least at this point, low. Just going to be some flash flooding here with those heavy rainfall rates. So again, it's going to focus on this last corner here. Again, if you are behind this line, there is some little cells popping up here, nothing significant. And behind, we are all clear all the way up through Grand Rapids into the Thumb, into the northern part of Michigan. Here's the Grand Rapids radar. There's nothing. So once this line passes, we'll give the all clear for the night, and we'll hop off here. But we'll stay on as long as it takes for these storms to get out of the state, so the severe threat is completely over. Again, the severe threat right now is very low for these storms. We don't expect these at all to become severe. But in the event we do, or they do, we'll be here covering it. We have probably a half hour more until these are out of the state, so we'll stay on as long as it takes. You guys are welcome to hang around, chill, talk, whatever you guys want to know, ask questions. I'm down for whatever you guys want to do. We got 135 in here watching, so let's have some fun, guys. Where are y'all from? Drop where you're from. I'm kind of curious where you guys are watching from. Yeah, no problem, Mary. It's been a very interesting day today with multiple rounds of showers and storms. Lauren watching from Berkeley. Now, Berkeley was an area where we had an area of at least some wind damage. There was some question if that could have been tornadic. Last I heard, the NWS said straight line winds, but looking on radar and seeing some damage pictures, I wouldn't be surprised if there was a spin-up tornado up there in the Berkeley area. Getting Coldwater, a couple Dundees, a Milan, Franklin, Indiana. Hello, Thomas. Newport, Coldwater, Quincy, Fenton, Centerville, Monroe, Dearborn, Hillsdale, Rochester, Petersburg, Fenton, Huntington, Sturgis again, Scotts, Macomb County. We got everywhere. That's awesome. Three Rivers, Taylor, Coldwater. Yeah, Lauren, that was a pretty intense pictures coming out of there. I was kind of curious what NWS was looking at when they said straight line winds, but they're the experts, so we'll take it as their word. But looking back on radar, it could have been some broad areas of rotation up there that could have spun up something. Actually, we can actually do this, guys, if you want to do this really quickly. Lauren, what time approximately those storms come through? Can you give me an approximate time? We can go back and look on radar and kind of see what the radar showed at that time for Berkeley. I was chasing at that point, so I don't really recall the time frame for it, so I apologize. Coldwater, Warren, Monroe, Southfield, Sherwood, Hillsdale. Okay, Lauren, that sounds good. Yeah, the day kind of shaped up similar to how we thought it would, but it definitely kind of surprised us. We did not expect that first line to be the main severe producer for the east side. We thought there was going to be a second line, which did end up forming on the west side of Michigan there. It's just behind that initial line, the instability wasn't really as pronounced as we'd like it to, so that's what kind of kept the severe threat a little lower for that second round. Then we had a third round, which is currently working through the very far southeast portion on your radar here. So definitely interesting. 3 rounds today. Hillsdale, South Lyon, Sherwood, Bellevue, around 345. Let's go ahead and check out radars so you guys can kind of see what happened up in the Berkeley area. So we have this archive product. So today is, I forgot the date, 26. So we'll go to July 26. We're going to go back to 3. Go ahead and do 355 here. A lot of intense lightning here at my house. All right, so that's going to load up. This does not appear to be... Huh. For some reason, it's not really showing up with this. Oh, that's why. That is why. Here we go. My bad. There it is. So if we look at the Berkeley area, go ahead and pause it and find Berkeley up here. We did have an area that had some increased rotation. Forgive me, I'm going to try and find you here. I know you're up here somewhere. I think it's right back here. There's Romeo. I know you guys are around here somewhere. Berkeley. If we go ahead and do the dual pane here, we can kind of see, yeah, right about here. So as you can kind of see, we have this little notch forming here with some rotation. And if we look on our CC, which is a correlation coefficient product, we do have some debris lining up here. Let's go ahead and animate this. I have not looked at this myself. I'm going to try and get a little bit better view here, but there does appear to be, that's, give me 1 second, guys. All right, so looking at the Southfield area in particular, here's Berkeley. So we got to go back a little bit further. All right, I was in the wrong spot. But that did continue off to the northeast we just saw with that archive. So we had some rotation with that storm off to the northeast. But we need to go back a little bit further on our time frame for this. Let's go ahead and scroll back to about 3:35. We'll load that and see what happens. Maybe go back a little bit further as well. So, all right. Bear with me. I got to figure out when this went through the Southfield Berkeley area. Let's try 320. Yeah, this is getting closer. Let's try 310. Take that full. All right, there we go. So Southfield, Berkeley is right here. So if we animate this a little bit quicker past, all right, we gotta go forward just a bit. There we go. So here's the view we want. So we're going to go ahead and take this dual pane. We're going to go ahead and highlight the Berkeley area, animate it. So here's the interesting part. So if I can figure out how to slow this speed down so you guys can see this a little bit better. All right, here we go. So now we have a slower speed with this. So we're going to highlight the Berkeley area from Southfield all the way up to Berkeley. On the left, you have your rotation, or on the left, you have your radar. On the right, you have your rotation product. We're going to switch to the correlation coefficient product. Now watch very carefully as we can kind of see off to the, just to the, yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight this really quickly. This is the interesting part. Try and get this labeled up as close as possible. So if you look on the left part of your screen there, you can kind of see this area. If I pause this, right here, that is your potential debris being lofted from that storm. So that is your potential debris signature from a tornado, a possible tornado. Of course, NWS is going to be the one who confirms this, whether it is or isn't. But that, what we circled right there, is your potential. At least there's something there saying that there could be some debris being thrown in the air. Again, NWS from Detroit will make the official call on this. As of right now, they're saying straight line winds, but radar would indicate at this point something tornadic may have occurred there. So again, there you go. If you want to screenshot that, Warren, if you don't know if you want to save that, but it also lines up. It's very broad rotation here on the right side of your screen. This is your rotational product. If I switch that to the actual velocity, storm relative velocity, nothing really showing up on the velocity there. So it definitely was surface based above the radar. But again, your debris product here would show that something may have been actually on the ground there, or at least some straight line winds throwing some tree limbs or something in the air that the radar picked up and went, okay, there's could be debris there. Yes, this is old, Chief. This is back at 338 on the radar near the Southfield Berkeley area where we had a lot of damage happen. So interesting to note there. Even weirder though is when you have that area of debris being lofted, it also is right there in the rain. So it's not clear air, because a lot of times you'll get something like this, CC, if it was clear air, if it was off like in this area where nothing's happening. But this is lined up pretty well with that rotational issue or rotational feature on radar, as well as the reflectivity. So they would definitely be indicative there of something tornadic. But again, NWS will make the official call on that. But that is really the only place that we had some concern. Now, I went ahead and surveyed the Somerset Center area a little bit earlier today. I'll go ahead and switch back over to the live radar for you guys. This is the live version. I'll go ahead and switch back over. So just some heavy rain going on in Lenawee, Monroe counties, as well as Hillsdale. But earlier in Somerset Center, I came across a swath of damage that was pretty intense in Hillsdale County, just on the border of Lenawee and Hillsdale by 127 and US 12. So a lot of trailers had trees on the trailers themselves. There was a lot of tree limb damage. We have pictures on our page from that area. If you guys haven't seen them, go ahead and scroll back through and find them. McCordy Park, right off US 12 there, had tree limbs and tree branches and leaves just plastered all over the park. It was insane. So nothing tornadic indicated on radar. I went ahead and looked back at that earlier. Just some straight line winds with that. But again, one possible tornado earlier today up in the Southfield area. But like I said, NWS will make the official call on that. Yeah, so for those of you in Lenawee and Monroe County, as well as Hillsdale, we just have some heavy gusts, or heavy rain, should I say, some intense lightning following through. Nothing indicative right now of heavy rain, or sorry, any rotation, should I say. It'll just be heavy rain for you guys. A little bit of a spike there in velocities just to the south of Adrian, but nothing severe at this point. Again, the watch, this box on my screen still has this watch in effect. I'm not sure if it's been dropped or not. It doesn't say Michigan counties are included, so I believe Michigan has been dropped from that watch, but it still does show up on my radar scope. But I'm not entirely sure Michigan's included. But as of right now, the severe threat is pretty much over. We're going to stay on as long as these storms are in the state, just in case something does happen. But for right now, the threat has shifted all into Ohio and Indiana. So again, I'm just going to watch this last couple of storms move into Ohio here. It's in the Adrian-Blissfield area, as well as in the Dundee, Deerfield, and Ida into Monroe. So we'll go ahead and watch this clear the state, and we'll hop off here probably around 10:45, 11 o'clock. If you guys have questions about weather or what we do here at MSC, go ahead and drop them in chat. Let's have some fun, guys. Got 100 people watching. Again, thank you guys for tuning in today. It's been a very long day. Yeah, no problem, Lauren. Freedom, that was, I think, a week and a half ago. I don't know the exact date. That's probably the Lexington tornado. We can actually go back, if you guys are interested in certain areas, dates, and stuff like that to look at storms, we can do that as well. I can go back. Man, I have a lot of people from Dundee. Anybody from Dundee watching? We can have some fun with this a little bit. If we go back to 2010, back on June 6th, you guys remember that if you lived in Dundee, there is a tornado that went through back there. That was when I first started getting interested in weather back in 2010. This is the day that sparked my interest of weather. It was a Sunday morning, about 2 o'clock in the morning. Straight line winds would be the answer for you, Dawn. Nothing tornadic was in Ann Arbor earlier, although there was a radar indicated up to 80 mile per hour winds in spots. So a lot of damage being reported from those storms in Ann Arbor, but nothing tornadic. So for those of you, I know we had a lot of people say they're from the Dundee area watching. Let's see if we can load up some old radar product from the Dundee tornado back in 2010. I'm not sure it'll load, or it may not load. I'm not particularly... All right, there it goes. It's loading up now. Give it a second to load in. There you go. So if you guys remember back in 2010, we had a tornado in the Dundee area. This was that storm on radar back in 2010. You can see, go ahead and pause it over Dundee. This is when it was over Dundee. You can easily tell here it's a beefy supercell. And again, this is not live. This is back in 2010, so 13 years ago. Look on velocities, and there you go. For those of you who live in Dundee, that is what the radar looked like the night of the Dundee tornado. Very intense couplet there just over Dundee. So interesting for sure. But again, I'm going to not stay on this too long just because I don't want people thinking this is live. So again, this is not live. This is back in 2010. Looking at some old radar data for the Dundee tornado. But that was one of many storms that night across southern Michigan that did produce a tornado, as well as one back in Ohio and Lake County that actually killed a few people. So interesting night. That was 13 years ago, though. Southfield was wild at the border of Beverly Hills, Berkeley, Royal Oak. Yes, it was. At the very least, straight line winds, although there could have been a spin-up tornado up there. But again, the NWS will have to decide that. The last I heard this afternoon was they were not going to send a survey crew out, but I believe they may change their mind because some of the damage that I've seen personally is pretty intense. But again, they're the experts, so leave it up to them. Yeah, Callie. We can actually go back, I believe, and check out that tornado too from Dundee. If I get a date from that, give me a second. I can pull a date. All right, guys, I am back here. That was April 1st. So we'll go ahead and take a peek at radar if you guys would like. So if you remember, for people in Dundee, I'm not sure if the airport radar can go back that far. We're going to go ahead and definitely try. So Dundee had a second tornado earlier this year, April 1st. And that was going to be right around the 11 o'clock time frame. We'll see if the radar loads up for this. Let's go further back. Yep, there you go. Let's go ahead and go back a little bit further than that. There we go. Let's go ahead and go a little bit forward. That should do it. I don't know, maybe it didn't. Did it jump? It might have jumped. Yeah, here we go. So this is your second tornado in Dundee back in April 1st. So your rotation was not evident on Detroit's radar, but it was evident on the airport radar. You can see this brighter area, if I pause this, there is your rotation just to the south of Dundee. This is not live. Again, this is not live. It's very, very tight couplet there back. This is April 1st for the Dundee second tornado. If we animate that as it moves off to the east-northeast, you can see how it impacted the Dundee area there. Again, nothing, it really kind of passed off itself and kind of split up to the north, but it touched down in Dundee. The rotation was evidently stronger to the west and to the north of Dundee. So interesting to note, but that was your radar image from the second tornado, a rotational figure there. So I don't want to stay on this too much longer just because we have a lot of people probably watching for real-time data. This is not live. This is back in April. So right now we do have storms exiting the state. And once they exit the state, we will be off air here. But again, just want to stay on here just in case something did go warned. Your current radar looks like this. This is Lenawee, Monroe, as well as Hillsdale County. Although Hillsdale, you're probably in the clear. Just some gusty or some heavy rain up there by Somerset Center. And then it'll just be strictly Lenawee and Monroe for the time being. But again, this is about to clear the state and exit the state. We'll hop off here once that does. But again, severe threat is low at this time. Again, nothing here indicating this will go severe, but we will stay on. Freedom, I personally, off the top of my head, no. If you Google a lot of stuff, you'll have quite a bit of resources on atmospheric pressure shifts, air pressure, stuff like that. A lot of meteorological books available for you. I don't have a particular one that I would recommend, but you can Google them and I'm sure you'll find something. Remember almost running into a tornado that was lifting at St. Clair Shores back in 2010 or 2011? I'm not entirely sure of that tornado. I'm not familiar with the date or anything, but yeah, we've had quite a few. 2010, 2011 especially was active years. 2021 was another active year. We had a few active years in the past for tornadoes here in Michigan. So far this year, we've only had 4 confirmed. And our usually we have like 16 on average, so. Yes, there's a lot of thunder. If you look closely on this radar, you can see the lightning strikes. If you zoom in here and pause it, I don't know if you can see them all here. I don't know where you're at exactly, but here up in the northern part of Monroe County, you have a lot. You have quite a bit here, anywhere from Petersburg and Lenawee County all the way back into Adrian, all the way back into toward the Clayton area, Palmyra, north of Blissfield. Yeah, you definitely have a lot of lightning with these storms. So enjoy the show and enjoy the rumbles if you like it, but it'll be over soon, for those of you who don't. I don't see much lightning up here in this part of this just some rain for the Metro Detroit area right now. Nothing showing up for lightning. Frenchtown Villa, barely Monroe County. Yeah, you guys are just getting some heavy rain over there for right now. There's Monroe, there's South Monroe. And again, looking at the wind product here, nothing is severe at this time. That did catch my eye near Blissfield there for a minute. I'm not sure what this is. Might be a downburst ongoing here. Yeah, it might be a downburst happening in Blissfield. So if you're in Blissfield, might be some pretty good winds happening there. We'll keep an eye on that and see if that strengthens at all. Let's see if the airport radar picks that up. Nope, not really. So a lot of lightning up here in Clinton now as well. Picking up a lot of those more intense current lightning is in the brighter white strikes there. So between Palmyra, Blissfield, and Petersburg, And right along M50 from Dundee to Monroe, you have a lot of strikes there. Okay, so Fire Gamer 70, the tornado that was possible near Brighton, right now it's being labeled as straight line winds, but radar would indicate there could have been something that spun up there. Damage would also indicate that. We'll leave it up to NWS to survey and make a decision. But what we see here, it could have been a tornado, but again, the official wording from that will come from the NWS. Sarah, slowly learning more about weather. What do we look for when looking for a tornado on velocity radar? So we can actually go back very quickly to the Dundee tornado, and I'll show you, Sarah. Go back here to June. I want to go back to 2010. How do I get back there? I was just back there. There we go. That's how I did it. I'll show you. Give me a second. I'll pull it up. Bear with me. So when we look for a tornado on radar, we look for bright green velocity and bright red velocities meeting. And it also forms a couplet, is what we call it. If we look here, this is not the right. No, I want 2:20 in the morning. I don't want 10:20. I'm not sure what's happening here. Why is it not pulling up? I'm not entirely sure why this is not working with me here, but I'll work on this. But basically, we look for the bright red and bright green on the velocity that meet. It's pretty easy to see. I really wish this would work. I'm not sure why it's not. Oh well. All right. I guess that's not going to pull up for some reason. Let me try and go back here to switch this back to live. Live look at radar here. But yeah, basically when we look at velocity, it's just the red and green that meet. Sometimes you'll see green and red that look like they're meeting, but if you animate the radar, it'll start moving away. A lot of people confuse downburst with rotation, so I have to kind of be careful sometimes. But usually when they meet and touch each other, that's a pretty good indication that you have rotation with that storm, or with a particular storm at least. I would really like to get this to animate. For some reason, it's just not letting me load it. Yeah, it's not letting me load it. I don't know why. So I apologize there, Sarah. All right, there it goes. For some reason, it wanted to load really quickly there. And it's not, it showed up for 2 seconds. I don't know if you guys saw that or not, but it's glitching hard for some reason. Okay, it wants to do it, but I don't know what's going on. There it is, and then I don't get it. I don't get this at all. Oh, okay, let's try that. For some reason, it's... I don't get. All right, there we go. We'll just use this. Are you still here, Sarah? Here's a great example. I don't know what's going on with my radar, but it's here finally. So this area of red and this area of, this area of green, this area of red, you can see how it forms a perfect tight couplet there, right over just to the north of Dundee there. That is rotational signature. That is what rotation looks like on radar. So when you have those bright green and bright red velocities that meet, that is what indicates rotation. Now, if you go up here, for example, and kind of look at this area up here, this area could be indicative of rotation as well, but you can see it's not really touching. There's like a little gray area between it. So it's an area to watch, but it's not tornadic. So when you have those bright red and bright green colors meet, that is what we look for. That's a great example right there. So again, that's back in 2010. For those of you who want to, for those of you watching or just tuning in, this is not live. This is back in 2010. So we'll go ahead and switch back to the live radar now. I'm not sure why radar scope is being all glitchy on me, but I do apologize. It took forever, but finally got to pull it up there. Hope I answered your questions. Awesome. Thanks for being patient, Sarah. What does gray mean on velocity? So I don't really see gray on this. It's mainly just light red and light green, like this area right here. It's just an area of there's no wind, basically. It's just rain. So once again, just a couple more areas here of some storms moving through the Lenawee Monroe County areas. Nothing severe at this time. We don't expect this to become severe. Just some lightning and heavy rain. And we're probably going to head off here in about 10, 15 more minutes. We'll probably just end the live at 11 o'clock and call it good. So whale clouds, Dawn, great question. Whale's mouth is what happens underneath a shelf cloud, which is those really very picturesque clouds that are ahead of squall lines or thunderstorms sometimes. When the shelf cloud goes over you and you look up to the shelf cloud, it's called whale's mouth because people say it looks like whale's mouth. So that is what whale's mouth is. It's usually very turbulent. There's a lot of good motion with it. A lot of people will mistake it as rotation, and there can be some rotation within the whale's mouth, but it's not tornadic. See here. Yeah, if you guys have questions about weather, feel free to ask. I'll try to do my best to answer. I'm by no means an expert. I am by no means know everything, but I will do my best. I've been at this for almost 10 years now, so I've been chasing for almost 7 years. So I've seen many things on radar. I've seen many things in person. So Round Lake near 223 getting some lightning and downpouring rain. That would be accurate on radar. NWS Detroit has dropped the watches. Yeah, I figured they did. For some reason, this radar scope product, the box here is all the way up into Michigan still. For some reason, I don't know why, but when I click on the warning, or on the watch, should I say, it only lists Indiana, Ohio counties, so I'm assuming it's been dropped. So that makes some sense there. Carrie, they do offer Skywarn classes online, but only when it's streamed live, if that makes sense. So in the fall and springtime is your best time to sign up for Skywarn classes, and when they list them, they'll have an option to do it online or do it in class. So when they do offer those classes coming up in the fall, look for the online option. If you go to our site, we do have a tab on our site, I believe, for Skywarn. It might be buried on one of our tabs, but you can find it there and sign up for your classes. Does a shelf cloud indicate danger like a tornado or high wind speed? So shelf clouds are usually associated with wind. Now, a lot of people will say shelf clouds can rotate and produce tornadoes. Shelf clouds alone cannot. So if you see a shelf cloud, you're usually pretty safe from tornadoes, but you're not safe from winds. There's an exception with shelf clouds, and that's called a QLCS wall cloud. But the QLCS wall cloud is actually not a part of the shelf cloud. It's behind the shelf cloud. A little bit confusing there, but shelf clouds alone are not tornadic. What happens with QLCS wall clouds, they form right directly behind the shelf cloud, and it kind of appears visually to be a part of the shelf cloud, but it's not attached to it, if that makes any sense. You saw a mesoscale discussion saying 3 fronts came together. So we had, I'm not sure about fronts, but we did have a few features today that made it interesting. One was which is an MCV, which is an area of localized spin, which can enhance wind speeds as well as tornadic threat, and can also aid in clearing out clouds to destabilize the atmosphere as well. So we had 2 of those early on today, and as well as the warm front. So that could be a 3-front kick there, the MD mentioned, but I'm not entirely sure about 3 fronts. We had 2 MCVs and a warm front, which could equal 3. I'm not sure if that's what they meant. Yeah, sorry, Sarah, but yeah, shelf clouds indicate more of a wind threat than a tornado threat. That's a takeaway. What do I know about the tornado warning in Ingham County, Dansville? I don't know much about that. I do know they had the warning issued. There is a indicative, or the rotation on radar was indicative for about 2 or 3 scans, and then it dissipated. I don't believe we had any damage reports out of that area. If we did, I missed it. I was active chasing at that time, so I don't have complete details. So I apologize for that. But if you have any reports of damage from that area, go ahead and let us know. We'll get that over to the NWS. Tornado is not possible for Monroe, no. Look at our wind speeds here on Monroe here. I don't see anything. Well, that is interesting. Yeah, nothing on storm relative there, but that increase of velocity into the Lambertville area, that might be an area of interest here. I thought it was a downburst, but that might actually be an area of interest here as it moves toward Toledo area. Nothing on the airport radar is showing up right now as tight rotation, but we'll keep an eye on that. We'll go ahead and leave that up there and look at that as that continues off to the east, and we'll switch back to the Detroit radar. This is why we stay online in case something can happen very quickly. So we'll keep that here, and we'll just loop that, and we'll keep an eye on it. So Leslie, difference between a wall cloud and a shelf cloud. So a wall cloud is associated with a supercell thunderstorm. On the south side of the supercell thunderstorm, there's a rotating updraft. And underneath that rotating updraft is a wall cloud, which the wall cloud is a precursor to tornadoes. Tornadoes form out of wall clouds. So when that updraft starts to rotate, the wall cloud comes down to the surface. And then if it tightens up, it can become a funnel. And then if the funnel touches the ground, it's a tornado. A shelf cloud is associated with any type of thunderstorm, and it's caused by rain-cooled air being forced outward, and that can cause clouds to form into a organized line, which can be a shelf cloud. Shelf clouds are not rotation. They do not rotate. Wall clouds rotate. So shelf clouds are not tornadic. Wall clouds can be tornadic. Mason was out chasing on I-52 in Shiawassee when it happened, or when it was issued. This is actually a pretty common summertime pattern, Sarah. We've been in a pretty active pattern. It's just the way the jet stream is set up right now. We have what we call a ridge, which is basically a dome of hot air that focuses itself on the central U.S., so like think Oklahoma, Kansas, out there in Arkansas, Tennessee, all hot weather out there. And then it's like almost like a backwards, think of it as like the letter N almost, and in that letter N is hot air, but on the outer part of the N, up around the ridge of that N, we have jet stream storms riding that area. So we're on the top of that N where the storm systems are basically riding the outer portion of that N, if that makes any sense. So think of the letter N, and below, inside the letter N, is hot air, and above that N is the jet stream, which can be supportive of storm clusters and systems, which is kind of the pattern that we're in now. What causes weather to get this severe? So it can be a lot of things, but mainly the ingredients for severe weather is moisture, wind shear, and then instability. So moisture, your dew points, your humidity. Instability can be moisture, it can be heat. And then as well with wind shear, we want directional wind shear. So wind shear that comes out of the southeast on the surface, and then it turns clockwise with height. That could be supportive of tornadoes. And then we also have speed shear, which increases with speed with height. So if it's 20 miles per hour on the surface and 60 miles per hour, 5,000 feet in the atmosphere, that's called speed shear. Those are the basic ingredients for severe weather. A lot of days in the summertime we do have the instability, but we lack the trigger. So just because it's hot and humid doesn't always mean severe storms. We just need that trigger, which can be a cold front, it could be a warm front, it could be an MCV, which we had today. It could be a lot of different things. But it's not a very exact science where I can go, oh yeah, this is caused by that. It could be it could be a plethora of things. As far as I know, there is not a tornado near Stockbridge. Yeah, St. Clair County, you are clear for the night. Is there always hail with tornadoes? The answer is no. So with the very powerful tornadoes from supercell thunderstorms, there likely is always going to be hail with those storms. Not always, but likely hail with those storms. But oftentimes in Michigan, we don't get those really big supercell thunderstorms that produce the photogenic tornadoes you see out in Oklahoma or Kansas. We get a lot of storms here in Michigan that are surface based, low topped. So a lot of these tornadoes often go under the radar. They don't really get picked up. But along with that, because the updraft is so low, the hail doesn't have a chance to form within the updraft, because you want a big tall updraft to get hail to form larger. But with a lot of storms in Michigan, the updraft stays low top, we call it. So you don't always get that large hail with those storms. So just because there's no hail, there could be a tornado, but there also could not be. Doesn't have to be hail with it. Excuse me. Yeah, Mason, this month has been very active. Historically speaking, June is our most active month for tornadoes and severe weather, but we seem to be kind of running a month behind with this pattern. So the July is new June, apparently. Look at CC, the corner of 223 and 23. Okay, I'll do that. Go ahead and do dual pane here. So CC is a product that can look at potential debris being lofted. This is the airport radar. Let's go ahead and look at Detroit. Wait, why can't I load it then? I apologize, guys. My radar today has been complete, utter trash. I'm not sure what's going on with this. There we go. Jeesh. All right. I don't see much there. Michael, there's really nothing on CC that catches my eye. Just some clutter there. With that area, go ahead and scan through this. Yeah, there's really nothing there. Yeah, there's nothing there. So this line is about to cross into Ohio. Once it does, we'll just go ahead and hop off here. I'll probably stay on a little bit later. I keep on saying 11 o'clock, whatever. Then at 10:45, 11. We'll stay on until this clears out of the state. Monroe, I'd say you're safe for the night. You just have some heavy lightning coming in your way, but overall, no severe threat for you. Just some heavy rain, some lightning. What made me decide to storm chase? So storm chasing for me started back in 2010. I'll tell you guys a story. So I live in a town just to the west of Dundee. It's a small town here, about 10 minutes away from Dundee. And about 2 in the morning, or actually back up, June 5th, 2010. The first I ever really heard of tornadoes, or just remember of tornadoes in general. So I'm up watching the TV. I believe it's Channel 13, Blizzard Bill Spencer, I believe it was. Or maybe it was NBC. I don't know, but it was Blizzard Bill. You guys, local area, know who Blizzard Bill is. He's an OG, meteorologist on the TV. But he was saying that the severe threat is over. It's weakening, blah, blah, blah. And as soon as my dad turned the TV off, we got the notification for a tornado warning that got issued for Hillsdale, which is the county over to my west. And I was begging my dad, I want to stay up. I want to watch it. I want to stay up. He's like, no, go to bed. So I went to bed. And I woke up around 1:30, 1:45 in the morning because the power went out in my town. So my dad and I'm 12, 13 years old at the time. My dad woke me up. We got the generator out going because we lost power, and we didn't have gas for the generator. So we had to run to the next town over, which was Tecumseh. And this is right around 2 o'clock in the morning. And on the drive home from Tecumseh, getting generator gas, the whole entire sky facing toward Dundee lit up green, red, blue, and then everything went dark. My dad looked at me with this look of horror on his face. We had no idea what it was. And then get home, get the generator out. We have power part of the house. So I go back to bed not knowing what happened. So we wake up the next morning, 8 o'clock in the morning, and the radio, we had a tornado go through Dundee. And I'm just like, what? That day in particular sparked my interest of severe weather. And I went that evening with my dad into Dundee and looked at damage. I just got fascinated and hooked on Mother Nature from there. And that's how I got into severe weather. And that's how I got my interest. And I just decided from then on just to learn everything I could. And that's where 13 years later, here I am. First started chasing back in 2015. Although I really started getting into the chasing almost, yearly trips to, Oklahoma, Kansas, chasing, Michigan setups all across the state. 2017 was really the start of that for me. So yeah, that's the whole story behind how I got into severe weather. Blizzard Bill is still doing weather on Facebook. I need to go check him out. Swimming circular lines? What do you mean, Freedom? Sarah lives in Monroe, remembers the storm. Yeah, that storm actually produced a tornado, I believe, also near the Fermi plant on Lake Erie, just north of Monroe there as well. I believe they had to shut down power to the nuclear plant there. Rhonda says she went to see the damage too. Rhonda, you've been watching for a while. We have a lot of people on here watching for a while. I see you guys on here a lot. Awesome interaction, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, Sarah, if you live in Monroe, I'm about half hour to your west. Yeah, we all have different stories of how we got into it. Some, friend of friends told them, got them hooked. And, once you experience, if you're not, deathly afraid of severe weather, I know a lot of people have the storm anxiety, stuff like that. So if you can handle going out and seeing storms, it's the beauty of it. Just for me, it humbles me in a way, and it also drives me because as much as you see like Reed Timmer and the big popular names out there, the Storm Chaser series on Discovery, you see all this adrenaline, the hype around it. For me, it's different. It's not about hype. It's not about adrenaline rushes. It's more so just observing the raw power of nature. It's not about getting an adrenaline rush. It's not about becoming the next Reed Timmer. It's not about becoming, a huge name in the weather community. It's just enjoying seeing Mother Nature at its worst, but also humbling you to kind of also learn how it happens, why it happens, et cetera, et cetera. We still don't know why one supercell produces a tornado and another one doesn't in the same environment. We don't know that yet. There's so many unknowns to this. And like today, for example, we have so many different variables that we do not know much about. If we knew much about it, there wouldn't be a need for forecasting or meteorologists to give you the weather forecast on TV. So there's just so much unknown. It's just the unknown drives me, but it's also just absorbing the raw beauty for it as well. Yeah, Carrie, we appreciate that. A lot of the issue with news stations and other weather pages, they don't really explain in detail and break it down for general public to consume. Because if you're gonna throw out terms like MCV or lapse rates, wall cloud, stuff like that, some people may know what you're talking about, but the majority of the public really doesn't have a firm handle on what each terminology means. So we try to break down as simple as possible the scenarios we could have on each setup, what could make this system bust, what could drive the system. We try to give the whole spectrum of things. And I think the advantage that we have here at MSC versus news stations is news stations, they have set time frames for their weather. You have the 6:15 weather, you have the 5:15, some are 4 o'clock weather. They have specific times to update, so they're not always on the fly. They don't have the forecast ability to make a post on Facebook immediately if something happens. So we're kind of flexible here at MSC, and that gives us an advantage, as well as having live chasers in the field. And it gives us the advantage as well. We're not just going to stare at a radar screen. We're going to go out and see it. A lot of people deathly afraid. Dawn deathly afraid. She's seen every episode of Storm Chasers. So fascinated, but deathly afraid. Yep. Sarah has had horrible storm anxiety. Yeah, it's very beautiful. Yeah, if you haven't seen our page today, go back through the timeline on our page. We have so many pictures. We had a gorgeous shelf cloud come through the southern part of the state. And I think it made it all the way from Kalamazoo all the way over to Monroe County. It was just beautiful. That's just, the raw power of nature, and it's the raw beauty of it. Yeah, so Fire Gamer 70, that is the Palm Sunday outbreak. The picturesque 2 tornadoes down in Indiana, EF4 tornadoes that happened back in 1965. That was an outbreak that's not going to be forgotten anytime soon. I've done a lot of research into that, especially in the Manitoba Beach area. Got hit pretty hard. There's a lot of good documentaries on that on YouTube as well, for those of you who want to kind of watch some things on the Palm Sunday outbreak. Yeah, D grew up a farmer's daughter. You go out instead of going to the basement. Yeah, that's pretty typical here in the Midwest. We don't advise that at all, just because it's not really safe. If you know much about storms, you can kind of have a trust for yourself to know when you need to get inside. But overall, if there is a storm coming that's severe, you need to be inside or in your basement. Yeah, Sarah, I'm still hearing cracks of thunder here where I live too. So the majority of the lightning is now over Monroe. If you pause radar here, there's your lightning. So you have some lightning, some fresh lightning, should I say, moving into Monroe County there. So probably get loud there for a few minutes. It's a lot of strikes. Mason says, I grew up watching storms with my dad on the front porch when I got driver's license in 2019. Took a Skywarn class. Yep. That's a lot of people start getting their interest in weather. Skywarn's a good place to start. What's up, Troy? Yeah, that shelf cloud was that was something else there, especially in Monroe, because it wasn't just a shelf cloud on the lowest level. It was really sculpted up in the atmosphere, upper levels of the atmosphere. Really sculpted shelf cloud at that. Yes, Walking Dead Man is what it's called there, the Palm Sunday. Have I had any close calls while chasing? Yeah. So if you guys are new to the page, we actually had a night, July 12th, earlier this month. That was my first close call in a while. I'll give you a second story after this one if you want to hear it. But basically driving through the Colon area, which is in St. Joseph County, over in western Michigan, southwestern Michigan. It was dark. It was 11 o'clock at night. And I had an idea of where this rotation was, but because the radar wasn't updating for me, I really didn't have any confirmation. So I'm driving through Colon, and the entire sky in front of me lights up. There's a tornado on the ground, literally 1,000, 2,000 feet in front of me. You can't really see it because there's a video actually on our page from that night, and also on our YouTube if you guys want to go find that. That's from July 12th. But yeah, that was a close call. The tornado actually crossed 2,000 feet or so in front of me, took out a storage facility. We were live streaming at that point. We caught that on live stream. But the closest call I've came to anything wasn't really a close call, but down in Indiana, 2020, I want to say, near Bourbon, Indiana, northwestern Indiana. They had a storm, and again, pitch black outside, closer to midnight. We had a storm coming at us. I was in a convoy with a few other people from Indiana, and there was some rotation on radar with it, so we really had the idea it could be tornadic, but it didn't really look very impressive, if that makes sense. So we get out, and we're watching this storm get light up by the lightning. The structure of it is just beautiful. And as it comes closer, we start hearing this really jaw-dropping, like making your hair stand up on the back of your neck type of noise. It sounds like the Indy 500, literally the Indy 500. And it just gets louder and louder and louder. And we're like, there's got to be a tornado on the ground in that wall of rain back there. The radar's not picking it up. We're just dead set tornado on the ground, somewhere in Indiana here. And we have to get out of the way. But it turns out the noise was caused by excessive hail falling and hitting the ground. It made such a loud noise that it sounded like a high-pitched whine that started over and over, like almost like a slow ascending siren sound that kind of got louder and louder with a little high-pitched roar from like an engine of a race car. It was the weirdest thing I've ever heard in my life. But that was probably the scariest situation I've been in chasing. With close calls, though, yeah, besides the Colon tornado a few weeks ago, I've had, I'm trying to think, not really close calls. I've had a few close intercepts. We had a tornado back in Kingston back in 2017 up in the Thumma, Michigan. I was about a half mile away from that, watching that fling debris. But other than that, nothing close at that point. Skywarn Class Dawn is for people who want to learn more about storm structure, storm spotting, and how to report to NWS. So a little bit more advanced. So if you don't know much about storms and you want to learn, that'd be a really good place to start. How far am I willing to travel to chase? Rhonda, great question. So I'm just going to say this. I've gone to Mississippi on a split-second decision. That was back in 2021. 2020, actually. It was basically, I was with my girlfriend at that time, and she had gotten home from work at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And looking at the models and stuff, by 5 o'clock, we were on the road. It was not planned. We just, within 2 hours, decided, all right, let's go to Mississippi and chase some storms. So Mississippi, I've been to Mississippi a couple times, and then also Kansas. I've been over to Kansas a few times as well. But for the most part, now that I have responsibility with work and stuff like that with MSC now, and also I have kiddos, I'll try to stay as local as possible. But if the setup is good enough, I'll go to Indiana, Illinois, Ohio. But I usually just try to stay in Michigan just because the focus is on Michigan. I see a lot of people watching the stream that night as well. Yeah, I'm honestly surprised I didn't go into a panic attack on that stream. You really probably couldn't hear me because Nick was talking over me a lot. But or mute. I don't know if I was muted at the time or not. But after the damage came across there, I was like, all right, this is intense, because I didn't know where that tornado was in front of me because it's pitch black at that point. So you come across the damage and you're like, all right, well, this is for sure a tornado. And I only have one phone. I don't have two devices. So the NWS needs to be notified. I have nobody to call it in for me. So I'm just kind of trying to keep my head level while trying to figure all that stuff out. So that was an interesting night. I'm surprised I didn't go into panic attack, honestly. That was just one of the more intense nights I've been in a while. Anything on Davison from the other day? Davison was a large hail event. I don't know if there was tornadoes, but everything that happened, Mason, back on that day was elevated. I know we had a few funnel clouds that day, but for the most part, nothing touched down. Yes, that was the Colon night. Cat Rat. You're welcome, Dawn. Yeah, Spotter Network is not bad, although it's better to learn from Skywarn. All right. See you, Sarah. All right, guys. That's all the comments I see. The line of storms is now in Toledo. It has now exited the state, so we're going to go ahead and post the all clear for Michigan. So again, I want to thank you guys for watching. It's been a very long day. This is going on for 13 hours straight, minus a few breaks that happened because of Facebook limitations. But total 13 hours on here on stream. So thank you guys for those of you who watched. And if you haven't already, hit that like button. And we appreciate you guys watching. I'm going to go ahead and end it here. So again, the severe threat is over for Michigan. So, excuse me. Just going to be some rumbles of thunder left over in the very far southeastern corner of Michigan. And again, severe threat in the UP tomorrow, a marginal risk, and then we have another threat for Friday. So we will have a forecast on our page tomorrow around noon for you guys for Friday. I have not looked at models to look at that, so I have no idea what's coming. But I'm tired. I've been up since about 5, so I will end the stream here, and I will see you guys probably tomorrow. So thanks, guys, for watching.